And we are live again. Welcome to the WrestlePurity's AEW Dynamite review, best Dynamite review in the business. Hosted by myself, Charlie, Marcus tonight. Big episode. Hangman set fire to Swerve's childhood
Let's go.
home. It was an action-packed episode, man. The go home for AEW All Out that's happening this weekend. A really good episode as well. So looking forward to getting into it all. But first things first, please like, subscribe. Super chat any questions, any takes, any predictions for this weekend or anything else going forward, any topics you want us to talk about, and we'll get into it. Turn on our post notifications. Hope everybody is doing good. Starting with my fellow co-host, Charlie. You're back with us this week. You found your voice again, and we're happy to have you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's been a great couple of weeks. I've just kind of been a little bit busy, but last week I genuinely could not talk until about Saturday because I went to 7 wrestling shows in 6 days. Don't recommend it because it kind of fucks you up a little bit, but no, I had a great time. All in weekend was an absolute blast, and I'm excited to be back on the podcast because Dynamite this week was incredible. It was an awesome watch live, and the stuff with Hangman and Swerve has just been all time. And Lincoln Park is back, and they're doing a gig at the O2, so it's just a great day to be me.
That's what's up.
Happy to have you back. You know, you made a lot of towns over that all-out weekend. I think I was talking to Anna after one of our shows, and it was like, even though AEW themselves don't really make it the way, and then look, some people have criticized AEW for this as well, like how AEW doesn't make their all-in weekend like a WrestleMania week, like a whole like weekend of like shows and stuff like that. Whereas like you kind of made it your own WrestleMania weekend with the amount of shows and all the stuff you was doing, all the people you was meeting up with. So I thought it was really cool, but it looks like you definitely you paid for it with your voice for a little bit. So you know, happy to have you back anyway. We've got Marcus, always reliable, always just you know what you're getting with Marcus. You know he's going to put up some good points for us, and he's the man, bro. You know how you doing today?
First of all, I'm doing great, but before I say anything wrestling related, rest in peace with Homie Quan, man. It's a big loss in music today, bro.
Bro, I thought it was like one of those you know, like one of those engagement troll pages or something. You know when you see something, you're like, what? Like, bro,
yeah, I was like, no way.
Like
I was like, this can't be. That I waited and someone said close to him said it was true. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it was 34, bro. It's brutal, man. It's brutal, man. But
too soon, bro.
Rest in peace. But yeah, we've got like I said, big episode of AEW Dynamite to get into. All out this weekend. Some really good matches. Some were announced last night. We've got the tag title match and a few things to get into. Of course, the big thing everyone's talking about is, as I said at the top of the show, man, Hangman Adam Page is now an arsonist. It's official. He has set fire and burnt down Swerve Strickland's childhood home, and that'll be probably the first thing we get into when we talk about Dynamite, to be honest, because that's where it's at, brother. But first things first, let's actually dive into some super chats because we do have a few building up. So try to get some in now, and obviously keep them coming throughout the show, and we'll get to them when we can. Starting with Anas Assault and $2. Charlie Montel, Marcus Davis. I'm fired up, lads. Listen, big episode last night, man. Quite fired up to talk about a few things.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. My man so fired up, he said the whole government name. That's what's up.
Whole app, you know. Anjan PN, $2. Appreciate you. People calling Hanger a criminal. What was the crime? What do you mean, bro?
I ain't see nothing happen. I just saw him, you know, putting on a movie.
No snitching, you know. I ain't seen nothing, officer. You know. But yeah, brother. Hangman is he was up to some stuff, you know. Won't say if we'll get to it. And that's assault and $2. I haven't stopped pacing and slapping my arm. People are fired. You're fired up like crazy. You know?
Let's fucking go.
Another one, and that's assault, and we do real savagery here.
This is real beef. We dox niggas around here. We commit home invasions around here. We stalk families. We burn houses down. We choke you out with a chain in front of 12,000 people in Los Angeles. We do real shit around this place. It's real beef. It don't stop.
Real hate, bro. As Anas Assaulting again, just fired up. Anas is $2 again. Appreciate it. The hate keeps me alive, makes my skin glow.
Yeah.
Wake up with a smile on your face. You
The
know,
hate is like PEDs. The hate is like Popeye spin. You just get stronger by the day with it.
Good shit, bro. Been some good shit going on. People are fired up. That's what I love to see, though, man. When we come on to like the Dynamite review, or like, when the other guys do the Raw review, and it's like something big has happened, and people are just fired up about it, ready to go. You know, especially when it's a feud as good as this Hangman Swerve one. You know,
Yeah.
as soon as Swerve posted that video yesterday, bro, or earlier in the day,
Bro.
it was just like, all right,
Dog.
Everyone was just like, "Oh no."
Like, this is how wrestler brain we are. Because like the minute we saw like him posting happy times and finally letting his guard down, we're like, oh shit, it's over with. The Green
He's just
Goblin
like,
man's
yeah, it's
talking
good.
to, hey man, he's fucked.
oh man, he had a long night last night. Poor Swerve Strickland, you know. All right, Anjan PN $2. Y'all like feuds for a 20-cent bracelet. #, burn it down.
We want hatred. We want
Listen,
real beef.
I love all wrestling. Anyone that watches these shows will know that I love all wrestling. You know, WWE, AEW, TNA. I'm a big
TNA.
known,
Maple
I'm a
Leaf Pro,
known
baby.
big fan.
Hey man,
Listen,
y'all
Maple Leaf
blood
Pro.
packs? Y'all like bracelets?
Listen,
That's
Scott
dope,
D'Amore. Scott D'Amore over there at Maple Leaf Pro. You know, got Takeshita working Speedball when Josh
Fucking
Alexander in the
Speedball?
same.
I am so up.
That Bowler Finals rematch from 2023. I'm so there. That's sick.
Takeshita. The cool thing about that weekend as well for Maple Leaf Pro and Takeshita is that like, they'll be very different matches. You know, like, you're gonna have a very different match with Speedball than you are with Alexander. And Takeshita's just he's a beast, man. Absolute stuff.
I can't lie. After seeing that card and after seeing like the little $20, $30 like bundle they selling the shows with, seeing all the people that's on it, I'm locked in. I'm big Maple Leaf, man. I'm giving them a chance.
Honestly, they've done a great job with it.
I think Joe's doing a watch along, so I might have to tap in. You know, they're doing. Obviously, it's a weekend of shows, also. I don't know if he's doing both nights. Or
I forget the dates. What dates is it running?
We need to find out because the world doesn't.
Oh my god! I think it's the weekend of my birthday, actually.
Oh, what a present!
Is it? I don't know. I'm gonna have to check this now. Sorry,
Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling. All right. October 19th and 20th.
Yeah, my birthday's the 20th.
Well, God bless. We watch Takeshita on Charlie's birthday.
And I'm going to wrestling that weekend because it's Global Wars and Royal Quest, so I just keep winning. That's
the
so
most
much
Charlie
wrestling.
weekend. The most Charlie weekend of all time involves way too much wrestling.
Way too
man,
much.
They got some pretty heavy names as far as like this is an independent, you know. I believe the idea behind it is that he wants to make Scott D'Amore wants to make like a national promotion for Canada, which I guess the concept of that sounds really cool. You know, how achievable that will be after this first show remains to be seen. You know, but we're not here to talk about Maple Leaf Pro as much as I'd like to. We're here to talk about Dynamite. We're going to get through these super chats and get to Dynamite and talk this big business. Showtime Spurs $5. Jack Perry is about to walk into Chicago and ruin everyone's day like Cam Ward in the swamp. Sorry, Marcus.
What you said fuck me for? Like, you had to bring that up. Matter of fact, that game did not happen. That was a scrimmage. It don't count on the record books. Get your Men in Black neuralizer and just wipe out the memory book. That did not happen.
He's catching stray shots, bro. Like,
this ain't no straight. This is shot straight to the head. This ain't no straight. Damn.
Said your name, yeah, fair enough.
I'm already down bad as it is. Sunday I might crash out because another team from Miami might ruin my weekend. But it's neither here nor there.
Well, yeah, I don't think Jack Perry's ruining people's day, man. He ain't walking out of Chicago with that belt, brother. Dragon's got us, you know.
He's winning.
Dragon's got us. Ricky Wardy $4.99, appreciate it as always. # they play friendship bracelets. We light houses on fire.
Wake that up, baby.
Real hate in the air, bro. You know,
we bleed for real. We don't talk on no blood packs. We'll 5 or 20 cents so you can get a random Brit wrestling show. We don't do none of that. We docs.
I'm not actually
We
wearing
commit
one.
arson. See, Charlie got one right now. You can just mail
I
one
mean,
to today.
these two, they are friendship bracelets, but these ones aren't wrestling themed. So,
Well, you had like 20 on your page the other day. Where are they?
Yeah, where they at?
they're upstairs. I don't have them on.
I thought
you
don't take friendship bracelets off, you know?
I do when I'm showering and I have about 7 on.
Nah.
Oscar, what are you doing, bro?
Anyway, friendship bracelets, houses on fire. I love it all, you know? And PN $2. Hell cometh with the hangman. Hashtag support rights and wrongs.
Yes, sir.
People are fired up, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Jonathan Gomez, $2. If Hangman commits arson, well, then I am too.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
man. Maybe don't admit that on a public platform.
I got the gas can in the back. I got some kerosene in the garage. Matter of fact,
I'm not an accomplice.
Jonathan's ops need to be looking over the shoulders, bro. Like he's feeling inspired right now. It's getting spooky.
Hey, man, we got Tony Khan on speed dial, man. He was getting Hangman out of jail all day today. He told y'all on the conference call.
He
Indeed.
did. Working tirelessly to get Hangman out, you know, get him out on bail so he can have his unsanctioned match.
What a beast.
Free Hangman.
Phantom FTW, £5. Appreciate you as always. So happy we're getting Mercedes versus Shida 2 at All Out. After Mercedes missed All In to do her New Japan Strong obligations, great match with Momo though.
It's just such a shame that the first time you have her in the company, you don't book her on All In. That's kind of crazy to me.
I know. I was quite gutted to miss out on seeing a Mercedes match live again, to be honest.
Yeah, you had her in the crowd doing nothing, doing a whole bunch of chants like she did last year. Come on, Tom. Let's book her next year, please.
It's like, come on, man.
Like, if you want to do,
we've got to have all the stars on.
So if you want to do like the whole Men in Black thing and erase it from your memory, like you're missing out on like the comedy of it all, man. You know, that's the beauty of the game, bro. You know,
it's erasing memory is part of the comedy. We just don't move on by it.
That is the funny bit about it.
When Britt Baker first came out at the top of that ramp and made a big
Who that?
The dentist, man. You know, the DMD. You know. Oh man! But all I was gonna say is that as soon as I saw it at the top of that ramp, brother, I knew it was either gonna be surprisingly impressive and superheated, or like hilarious, and it was the latter. So for me, it was a win-win. You know,
I just love how like the fans and AEW themselves, to an extent, that we just all just completely decide to no sell that match even happening and just move on about our days.
The fact that AEW have not talked about Britt Baker since All In is incredibly funny.
It's fucking hilarious.
They just keep acknowledging the fact that she had a match at Capital Collision. They have not talked about All In.
They showed the highlights of her wrestling Momo.
They did.
Not a single one of Britt Baker.
It is kind of crazy. It does make me think that like it's like, okay, the match was bad, but like I don't know, man. They could have got some sort of highlight, or at least mention that she had a successful defense. Like, they kind of did, but they just, I don't know, man. It's just it's kind of crazy.
Unreal.
And as you guys already said, like Brit has literally not been mentioned at all, bro. You know, it's like
shallow realm, bro.
You would think that she's not employed anymore. It's happened before it all. Post All In, someone gets fired. So,
I mean, it took a while. Yeah.
It took a week.
I asked you. I asked you. You gotta be.
Could you imagine a statement? We're live reviewing Dynamite. A statement comes out. Britt Baker has been terminated.
Listen, I'm into the manifestation.
Oh come on.
Hey man,
I respect the manifestation.
Go ahead, man.
You guys always make me feel like I'm like the defender of Britt Baker on these shows, man.
You don't have to take that role.
Somebody got to do it.
We're all friends here.
Yeah.
To be fair, Anna's usually Anna's the extreme one, you know. So anyway,
we had so much fun in person. it was incredibly funny talking about Britt Baker with Anna in person.
Oh man. She not a big fan if you didn't know, but yeah, Mercedes versus Shida are all out this weekend. It should be another good one.
Indeed.
build up
Stupidly
the
locked
TV
in.
pressure to have.
Stupidly locked in.
Yeah, man. Black Yakuza 94, $2. Hashtag Hangman did nothing wrong. Swerve had it coming. Many are saying this.
Hey,
Many
man.
are saying this.
I've
Listen,
seen
karma
get back
works
in my
in
day.
funny ways.
You said he was gonna burn your world down. Now look at you.
He's been dropping hints for months.
More than
Chase
hints.
Titantron. There's fire in the eyes of the horse.
Mhm.
You know? Yeah, you trying to tell folks.
I don't know. There's opinions flying around, you know. And as a Sultan, $2. Suzuki and Takayama, Swerve and Hanger, this beautiful sport. Agreed,
So
brother.
in two different ways.
that
That
movie.
Takayama thing was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. You know. You had the clip that we posted of Kenta Kobashi giving Suzuki and Shibata the chops. He's chopping Shibata clean in the neck. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
You say, welcome back to Korakuen. Let's see if you still like that.
Mhm.
Oh man. Chopped in like a traitor, bro. It was crazy. Oh. Vacant $4.99. Appreciate you as always. Went from whose house to what house real quick. Hangman on his Debo shit.
They took that shit from instant.
Good shit, man. Yuzura Heart, $10. Hashtag it's about the title. Therefore, I think Hangman's character shouldn't beat Swerve until it's for the belt after Bryan has his nostalgia run. Complimentary in brackets. Disagreeing with me is anti-black. I feel anti-black.
Hey man, hold on.
Okay.
Let him explain himself. Let him cook here. Let him saute.
Let him elaborate a bit. He paid his money, you know. Put his $10 down. Let him say some stuff, you know.
This will be gas and generational. It already is, but if this is for the belt, this would be like the decade. But if it leads to Swerve just crashing out and having to inherit the whole self-discovery angle that Heyman's had to do for the last like 4 or 5 years, fuck it, I'll take it.
Listen, I would agree if the match wasn't unsanctioned, but the match is unsanctioned, so it's not going on even man's record. So Hangman's got to win here. Hangman had to win regardless for several reasons. But now that it's unsanctioned, if he's not winning, that's crazy.
What are we doing? Like this is
I think it's crazy. Anyway, I think it might have been your tweet that I seen last night where you was kind of like, what did you tweet about this subject? Something along the lines of I didn't know, but now that it's basically similar to the take you just said, you know.
I'd been debating back and forth, but like Hangman is in a position where you can only look great in defeat so many times. And he's looked great in defeat against Swerve. And when he lost at Wrestle Dream and Full Gear, it was like the right decision to do at the time. But we're like a year removed from that, and he has like realistically no big wins. And where he's at, AEW fans like online, they know that Hangman is like the guy and one of the stars of AEW. But to people watching like around the world and like watching the TV and that, he hasn't been portrayed like that for a very long time. So he needs to win here for his character development, fan section, like just developing the story in general. Because if Swerve wins here again, why the hell would they ever run this back again? Because then it just looks crazy. So I wrote a piece about this on my Substack.
Of course. Shout out to Substack. Do you know you can do articles like on Twitter now? Like you can do like obviously you can do long tweets, but you can do like an actual article like embedded into Twitter now.
I did not know this.
I found that interesting for like the Substackers like yourself, you know.
I literally started my Substack like a week ago. So.
But yeah, I found it interesting that you was even going back and forth with it because I was just like, bro, Hangman has to win this match.
Bro, it was less that I was going back and forth and more of a if I just straight up say Hangman needs to win with like not weighing up the benefits of the other side, people are just gonna come for me on my tweets. So I had to be careful with my phrasing.
Well, he has to win because he spent a year from when their first confrontation.
It will be
turning
tomorrow.
Star. Yeah. Yeah, tomorrow.
He should win. I think he should win anyway. But in terms of like, obviously, like he needs to get a win over Swerve in some capacity. Like, and if it's unsanctioned, fuck it, I'll take it. You know. But even if it wasn't, even still. But I don't know, man. Shout out Hangman. Needs to get that win. I think it's even more so. Like I'd think he does need to win anyway. But the fact that he lost against Brian as well, it's just like, bro, we need this big win for him. Because it's like when you think about it in hindsight, bro, like he didn't actually need to take that loss. Like if he was gonna bring him back in the Owen just to have him like lose in the finals, like did you need him in that spot? So maybe not. But he's been awesome since he's come back, so it's not a complaint per se. It's just another reason he needs to win this week, and I will not be accepting a Swerve win here. I'll be writing complaints. I don't care how good the match is. I don't care if they go out there and have a 7-star fucking classic. If Swerve pins that man or whatever or incapacitates him or whatever it is, then I will not be having it, Charlie.
I'll be upset.
I'll be very disappointed if I don't see someone get hogtied. Preferably you, Mr. Stephon Strickland. Look at the lights, brother. I would say you could go home with a loss, but you ain't got no home. So
it's like something I did see people saying is just like, this will catapult Swerve into stardom. Swerve is a star. He doesn't need catapulting anymore.
He already is.
He main evented Wembley, bro.
He main evented all in. His first loss in several months was to Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, bro, he's already beat Hangman twice. So
yes.
Twice in a draw, yeah.
Twice in a draw, yeah.
He's already beat. So it's like him beating Hangman again isn't like him beating, let's say,
Kenny Omega,
Moxley, Kenny Omega, someone like that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not a new big name. And Hangman's not someone someone who's like grew with the company. He's not someone who's like, like a Moxley or Kenny Omega who's like a fully been established top star for like the whole time AEW's been around. So yeah, it's very different. Bro. Swerve don't need this win, brother. He can hold this one. His childhood home's been burnt down, but he's just gonna have to hold it.
It is what it is, brother. It is what it is.
Speed run these last 3 super chats, and we'll get actually into it. And as I saw on $2, appreciate you again. Get your best funeral fit ready. Got mine steam.
Yes, sir. Got my suit pressed and ready to go, bro. Saturday night, we live. We finna win some funeral in Chicago.
Need to iron my tie, pocket handkerchief. Get it
maybe
all
a rose in there. Look all official.
Kale, 50 pounds, I appreciate. Yeah. What's stopping Swerve from bringing a gun and old Yeller in Hangman? Wrestling has no law enforcement. This is known. I mean, I saw a lot of people. I think Chris said that Hangman's going to be wrestling King Von on Sunday. So
he is wrestling King Von. Some people need to be gone, bro, for shit to get better. That's what they're saying. Terrorizing them dudes.
Hey man, I'm not writing it off, bro. Swerve comes into the building. He's got an AK and just gets swamped by security.
Fuck the match at this point, bro. You gotta shoot this man. You might have to do a hit on everybody else around him. It is what it is. You getting hit if you're around him.
Oh man, good shit, bro. MJf and $2. Okada said, "Y'all call me washed? Me washed? All right." And he did his thing last night, bro. Man. We'll get into that 100%.
My brother with the war.
I'll see.
Good shit. All right, keep the super chats coming, and we'll stop at little regular points if we've got a few to go through. All right, let's we got to start with Hangman. I think we have to. We're 30 minutes into the show now. Anyone who's going to be here is definitely here by now. We've gone through the super chats. We've already touched on it fucking a dozen times as it is. All right, so this was meant to be a contract signing. Tony Schiavone, in his best fit, happy to be there, middle of the ring. He's like, yeah, we got this contract signing. Introduces the former AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland. He's had a really good week. He's had a really good week coming out there with Prince Nana. Them two have been up to some really wholesome business. Going out there, finding Swerve's childhood home, but he had to move out of when he was younger because. Something along the lines like his mum couldn't afford to keep the house anymore, and they really didn't want to move from there. And he always cherished that home. And there was the video on social media, and I think they showed it on AEW as well. They've been kind of showing us around and like, this is the tree that I used to climb, and this is I used to do this over there. And, it's really wholesome. And He said Prince Nana helped him make it happen, and they hugged, and Prince Nana said he was proud of him. And it's like, bro, you see this? It's like I saw Charlie quote tweet first, like, oh no, like,
Yeah, my video reaction was,
no.
I quote you
Oh,
with
man.
the scene from Spider-Man where the Green Goblin blew up Aunt May's house. I was like, what's going to happen?
It's like I'll quote tweeted it on the Wrestle Purist page with that like pissed off Hangman image, because it's just any excuse to use pissed off Hangman image, I'll use it, And this is loads of people were speculating, so don't let Hangman see this. That John Muse, who's like, he's just like a Wrestling Observer News, like a reader, but like Dave has credited him in the past as having like these brilliant booking ideas and stuff. So he's kind of got like a little bit of clout in like the wrestling community online, And he quote tweeted the tweet as well, like it'd be something along the lines of like it would be a shame if Hangman knew where this was. And Dave quote tweeted him like, "Oh my god, angle alert!"
I saw that tweet. Made me cry.
I was like, come on, Dave.
Dave, man.
Never change.
He's got a charm. He's got some charm, But anyway, Tony introduces Swerve. They come down to the ring, and so next up, Hangman Adam Page. His music, love his new music. Still growing on me, Still loving that. But we get no Hangman, and it's like, oh no, oh fuck.
I was like, oh shit.
Obviously, that's the point where most of us realise, like, oh shit, they're actually doing it, because a lot of us were speculating, and just because something's predictable doesn't mean it's bad, because this was fucking awesome, as we're about to get into. And they hit the music again, he doesn't come out again, and then next thing you know, boom, he's on the big screen, he's outside this house. He kills it at the start because he's like, whose house? Like, piece of shit, man. So even like a little chuckle after he's like, whose house? Like, and you're like, oh, fuck.
This is gonna be godly shit you about to do.
But this next bit, I actually really liked how he was like, you think I'm going to give you the satisfaction of the formality of coming and just sitting down cordially with you and signing a contract? Like, no. Fuck that.
It's like, bro, the match is already gonna happen. Why the fuck would I sign a contract for it?
Exactly. I really actually did like that, because I do think like when I saw the table set up when Shivani was there, even before Swerve came to the ring, I was kind of like, are these two really gonna sit across from each other and like give little digs on the mic?
Yeah.
Like, no,
they did that last week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In a much more natural environment where he just kind of came out after a match instead of, here's a contract signing, guys. There's a nice table. Tony Schiavone dressed in the Sunday best. No.
Especially with the way that Swerve poked the bear last week. I thought, I was around your block and I saw you. And like, he's doing all that shit. And Hangman just went crazy, So he explains to Swerve, like, yo, bro, you fucking messed up. You showed the world something really important to you, but more importantly, you showed me something important to you. And as this is all happening, like, did any of you clap Nana's face during this? Like, the whole time he was just like,
he's like, oh shit. Oh no.
Like, he couldn't believe it. Obviously, Swerve was going through like a whole range of emotions. I thought he was great at doing that, but like Nana the whole time was just like stunned, it was great. And he's walking around this childhood home and he's saying things like, oh, I can imagine you living here when you was younger, your mum making you supper, your dad telling you to shut up because you're making too much noise. And maybe if your dad knew the piece of shit you was going to grow up to be, it would have been better if you was never born.
Meet the
and then he
Stricklings.
starts throwing.
And
then he's throwing gasoline around the house and around the rooms and stuff, and you can kind of like hear Swerve in the background, like, no. So yeah, he's throwing gasoline everywhere, and he brings up what Swerve said to him last week about like you when you was around, when you came around my block and you was telling me about that last week, you told me that it was time for me to make a decision. Do I want to make my decisions based on hate or success? But with Hangman, the funny thing with him is that they're both the same thing. So he told Swerve this. And he reminded Swerve that he wanted to burn his world to the ground. And if he couldn't be the person to take the AEW world title off him, he was happy to at least be a help in letting it slip through his hands. And this Saturday, he's going to take his pride, his dignity, and his and it's also time for him to say goodbye. And he's going to have some practice saying his goodbyes right now, as he's about to set fire to his childhood home. And he lights the match, sits in a chair. Does he light a cigar? I think he lights a cigar, doesn't he?
He poured a cocktail and everything. Just,
he got real comfy. You know, he got real comfy, posted up,
Pitched the sofa.
licked the zip off,
God,
you know, and and AEW Dynamite closed with his sick shot of Hangman Adam Page burning down Swerve Strickland's house and the house ablaze whilst Hangman is sitting there. Really, really proud of his work, you know. Really, really great angle. I think I've seen like 2 people criticize it and they've been absolutely murdered on the line. So a really big hit that a majority of people don't just like it. A majority of people think it's genuine, like an all-time AEW angle. I've seen people say it's the best angle ever. I've seen people saying Swerve and Hangman is the best AEW feud ever. These aren't exactly hot takes at the moment. These are takes that are flying around everywhere, and I guess deservedly so, with how much this angle hit, how much this feud has hit, how much the matches have hit. And we've got an unsanctioned cage match in the main event of AEW All Out this weekend, which, if they're going to build on what they've already done in this feud, it's a very high bar, but the stipulation, I think, will help them get there. I think this is going to be quite wild. I'm not sure what they're going to get up to in there, but I'm quite fired to find out what they're going to do. But
hey, bro, the funniest part about that when they announced the stipulation, they did it off camera at the venue. Like Swerve and Nyla just like somberly walked out, and then Tony was like, "Oh shit, we can't end like this. Here's Commander versus Takeshita, and oh by the way, it's unsanctioned, guys. Go home happy."
But yeah, Swerve was left just absolutely distraught. He was like literally like dropped to his knees, tears in his eyes. I thought I did a really great job with the thumbnail today, if you've seen it. And yeah, man, like I said, an all-time angle for AEW, man. One of the best they've ever done to top off the big blow. Man, I'm not even sure if this will be the big blow-off match. I'm sure they'll have like an AEW World Title match at some point, but this is the biggest kind of match that they've had thus far. And yeah, man, Charlie, I'll throw it to you first. You want to talk a bit more about the layers of this arc that Hangman has been on to this boiling point.
What a journey it's been.
Night. And I guess just talk a bit about the angle and whatever you want.
Bro, the fact that Hangman started with Who's house and ended with Swerve's house is the pettiest thing a man has ever done. And he burnt the guy's house down. But the way that he framed this promo, and like he basically summed up like everything that like the combination of what this feud has been for the past year. Like he summed it up in this promo, and I saw a couple of people say that it went a little bit too long. I disagree. I think that it was perfect. It didn't overstay its welcome. Hangman is utterly deranged, and I'm glad people are like actually like acknowledging this now. Because like the whole Hangman's done nothing wrong bit is very funny, but I don't think people realize how many fans truly believe that up until like the last week or so. Because like people be like, well, he's justified. He's just like, yeah, he was justified up until a point, but he got so like overwhelmed and lost in everything that had happened with Swerve that he completely lost sight of his morals. And Hangman's pretty morally great to begin with, so it didn't take much to like push him over the edge. And I don't know, this feud has been like some of my favorite stuff in wrestling in like the last 5 years. It's been incredible. Swerve really nailed his role here as well without it getting like over the top and corny. Like, yeah, that's exactly how a man should feel when the childhood home he's just managed to buy back has been burnt to the ground. I don't know, I loved everything about this. Hangman absolutely needs to win on Saturday, because if he doesn't, then we're kind of like back at square one. And I'm talking like 2019 Hangman with him character-wise, because where the fuck do you go after that? I think there's more benefits to Swerve taking a loss here, and they can definitely play up the whole karma catching up with him to like build on whatever Wrestle Dream holds for him. Yeah, I'm excited. And I think, does this put Hangman back in the world title picture? I don't know. But it's going to put him back in like good standings with the fans in terms of how they perceive him as a main event player. Because this is his first pay-per-view main event since Double or Nothing 2022, like in a singles match. So
That's crazy.
Absolutely
Yeah,
wild.
it's been a minute,
Yeah.
and then
I'm excited.
Definitely,
If you can't tell.
definitely has been peaks and valleys as well. With like kind of like he's standing on the AEW roster. You know, there's been times where he's felt like with the ace. And there's been times where he's felt forgotten about. And if he loses here, I'm sure he won't be like forgotten about. But as Charlie said, in terms of like big wins he's had lately and stuff, he will be spooky territory. In terms of him building back up to a point where you can buy him as an ace of the company. Obviously now he's a heel, so you won't quite call it the ace, but you know what I'm getting at.
Just like a main event player, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, he absolutely has to win. We kind of touched on it earlier. He absolutely has to win. I think Marcus, all-time angle. House was burnt down. Swerve was devastated. I think he's going to turn into a demon this weekend. What did you make of it all?
Bro, I'm gonna let everybody know right now that's watching this. I'm gonna be here all day. So, pour up a drink, pull a chair up, do what you gotta do. It's time to talk. Because this fucking angle had so many layers to it. First of all, burning a nigga house down inside, Hangman was fucking incredible during that whole villain origin story he gave. Like, being a petty motherfucker talking about some Swerve's house, whose house. Like, he's been getting terrorized by Swerve's house chants for like the last year or so.
Yeah.
And this is Hangman finally, like, in his own mind, in his own deranged ass way, taking shit back, taking control back.
Yep.
And finally being like, because he's been on defense the entire time. This is the first time in this whole feud he's really been able to be like, you know what, fuck you. It's time to go. Get back, got no expiration date. And this is like stuff that Swerve said himself last week. You're so focused on me that you're back at square one. And Heyman's like, fuck that. Same thing to me. If I kill you, I'm a successful in and of itself. And the Heyman did nothing wrong stuff. It's very funny, truthfully. But like, he kind of crashed out. We made crash out jokes for the last like month or so. This is a crash out.
Yeah.
Even Excalibur said like somberly as hell, like he can no longer say he's walking the righteous path. I was like, oh shit. This may be the best thing. This might be the best thing Excalibur's done. Everybody played their part well, and then Heyman just like intermittently like pouring the gasoline while he's talking and walking. It was the funniest shit ever. And it's like, oh my god, he's really about to do this, isn't he? He sits there, pulls a drink, lights that bitch on fire. And that photo that's been going around of it, bro. Heyman has like so many star-making visuals since being in AEW. Yeah. This is number one with a bullet right here.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, everything's on fire. He burned the man's world down like he said he was going to do. Just sitting there, admiring his work. And Saturday night, like, Heyman's got to prove a lot to himself. He's wrestling Swerve. He's wrestling his own mind. And now Swerve is finally on defense for the first time, where Hangman's finally take control. Swerve has to deal with the shit he's done, because everything Swerve has done since turning heel, he's made everything personal with everyone he's been across the ring with. Whether it was Will Ospreay, obviously Hangman, Bryan Danielson. And until All In, it never really bit him in the ass. And even in Swerve's mind, none of that was personal. It was just the way to get to the top. It was just the way, the way he felt he had to accomplish his goals. Like, doxing Hangman wasn't personal. Doxing him twice wasn't personal. Committing home invasions wasn't personal. Almost killing Nick Wayne wasn't personal. But Swerve has learned a real hard lesson. You cannot control people's actions. You cannot control how get back happens to you. You cannot control if someone says "fuck you," I'm gonna burn your house down. You want to break into you want to destroy my peace? I'm gonna destroy your life. Now you can argue whether or not he was wrong in doing it. It was kind of crazy. I will admit it. It was beast, but crazy. But again, can't control somebody's actions. Can't control how somebody reacts. It is what it is, Swerve. You just going to have to learn that lesson. And that's going to be the next several months of him in AEW, dealing with the consequences of how he got here and reconciling. Damn, I was really a fucked up human being. Just so many layers, and I am so excited for Saturday. They're going to kill each other. They might go full CZW. You might have to have an
It's gonna
ambulance
be-
out there.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Can't call the
Swerve's got
cops.
that sicko gene in him, bro. Like,
Yeah.
people
What's a
say,
buckshot to a
lot of
kill
people-
shot? Like,
Cage of Death or whatever the fuck it was called, bro. Like, he's
Yep.
you know, he's got that gene in him, bro. Like that, just he'll
I'm
do
genuinely quite
the,
scared of
like-
what they're going to do to each other.
I'm terrified,
Swerve-
but
Swerve
in a
is willing
sicko
to
way, I'm
really-
ready.
Yeah, Swerve's really willing to like push the boat out when it comes to that. You
Yeah.
know, he'll go through the light tubes. He'll take a sick bump. He'll get fucking ripped open. You know, like
Mhm.
he'll do all that shit, bro. Hangman as well. Like even we've seen obviously a lot less of that from him, but in the sense of like, bro, he's been an uncaged animal in this feud. You know,
Yeah.
so
He definitely
I
pushes
think-
the boundaries of
Becoming
what's acceptable.
Yeah,
in
becoming
Western
everything Swerve
wrestling.
said he would. Everything.
Mhm.
That's what I mean, right? So what we've seen from him in like the Texas Death matches and stuff like that, like he does have that like super violent side to him as well. So
Yeah.
this could get ugly in the great way, you know.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be so locked in.
This might be the greatest match of all time, honestly. I can't lie.
I'm gonna be watching this like sat on a coach home from Cardiff. It's gonna be unreal.
Godly.
Oh,
If Hangman
man.
wins, it's like, damn, well, you got the monkey off your back, huh? Now what?
Mm. Mm.
Oh man.
Did he have to go full meet the grams on him though? Like, Daddy was
Yeah.
telling you shut the fuck up so I can hear the news. Probably don't even love you. Probably wish your ass wasn't even born. Your kids ain't even in the picture no more. Your girl left you. Yeah, now you ain't got
He
no
did,
house.
yeah.
After I'm
He
done with
did.
you.
He didn't need to go that far. He broke into his house, Marcus.
Get back, got no
Stood
expiration
over his
date.
crib, you know,
Yeah.
and man, Swerve, they're both wrong, you know. And two wrongs don't make a right, but it can make some great wrestling sometimes. So that's where
Hey,
we're
man.
at. People,
I've seen some crazy retaliation in my life. That's a shoot, but this is this is crazy.
Oh,
Burning someone's home down is insane. That man went full left eye. And for those who don't know the lore, if y'all ever listen to the music group TLC, Lisa Left Eye Lopez, rest in peace, one of the top members of that group, she was dating an NFL player called Andre Rison back in the 90s. And in retaliation for him cheating on her, she set his shoes on fire in the bathtub that ended up burning down the entire mansion. So Heyman, in his own way, was chasing waterfalls, bro. And for all my editors out there, I put the tweet out. I need y'all to put down the Griselda, pick up some TLC, and make an edit for this whole feud to a TLC song. If you know, you know. That's my mission for y'all.
Yeah, we've definitely got a few Hangman super chats here, so we'll go through these right now. Jonathan Gomez, $2 says Hangman Adam Page was Satan's greatest soldier. He was last night.
Satan's greatest soldier. Big Charleston White.
And as the Sultan, $2. Hanger is reverse Flash levels of evil. It was me.
Oh, crap.
oh my god.
Good shit, man. Jay Haller, $2. They only had one shot at it, and Hangman nailed it. He did, man. As Marcus said, like his performance, his promo, the way he delivered it, everything about it, he was awesome, man. So when
everyone nailed it.
As soon as you drop that lighter, bro, it's not like you can be like, oh no, actually, take two.
But wait.
Yeah, you gotta throw that bitch, bro. It's time to go. It's time to roll.
You can't botch those runs.
Nah.
I do wonder how many takes it did take though to get the actual promo correct. He probably did just bang it out in one or two takes, to be honest. It's not like Hangman's some shitty promo. Hangman's been a great promo recently, so but yeah, it did pop me as well because when we was kind of all fantasy booking it in the day yesterday, I was like, oh, he's gonna burn down his house. I was like, how are they actually going to do that? You know, it's like that's not cheap to pull off. You know, it's like I'm sure Tony has the faith in his feud and he's fired up enough for this feud to like splash out quite a lot of money on doing an angle like this. But I was wondering, like, will it look phony? Will they actually burn a house? Like, do you know what I mean? Will they get it started, etc., etc.? So it did pop me huge to see him just full on like gasoline house, drop a lighter on it, and just fucking went for it. It was awesome.
The crowd reaction when he started splashing the gasoline around the house was.
They're like, oh shit!
Else, man.
And they're saying this is arson. I was like, oh my god,
something like that, yeah.
Yeah, even though I mentioned it earlier, I did love how like you could hear Swerve in the background, just like falling apart, you know.
Yeah.
it definitely added to it all. And Hangman just smug as fuck, like, just so happy with himself.
It's like very easy to be corny and very melodramatic with these type of things, these type of angles. But Swerve was fantastic. Like he reacted like a real person would, watching his damn house get blown up in front of thousands of people along with him.
Yeah, man. You only get one chance. Only one chance at burning down a house, you know.
Indeed.
And they did it. Yuzura Hart $5. I'd be further in on Hangman should 100% win and beat Bryan if they hadn't made the baffling decision to give Christian a Money in the Bank briefcase. Yeah, it was whatever. You know,
we'll cross that bridge.
That can be cashed in on like a
That's
fucking
my
Dynamite
problem.
or something, though, and he can just lose. Which you know, you kind of burnt the. Well, it's not a briefcase. I was going to say briefcase, but you kind of like burnt the idea, sort of thing. But if you do that, because it's like no one's going to buy Christian Cage fucking retiring Bryan Danielson, bro.
No.
You know, well, listen, bro. After all out, yeah. No, I don't fully hate the Jack Perry match or anything. It's just obviously it's not what I'd pick if on a Bryan Danielson retirement tour, you know. Even Christian Cage, love Christian Cage, but I think he's awesome. I think they'll have a really good match, but he's just not kind of the sort of opponent I'd pick on a Bryan Danielson retirement tour, full-time retirement tour, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I do hope after we get all out of the way, like he's literally on like Demon's Row, bro. You know, like the people who you really want to see him face. You know, like, I don't know, man. Let's run at the Zach match. Please, God, can we get Kenny back in time? You know, that would be like.
Bro, I will give Kenny my intestines right now. I don't need them.
He's recovering, man.
Whoa. Hey man, whatever you need, whatever my goat need, I will provide.
Who else is there, bro? Takeshita is the one that I've been really, really pulling for. So hopefully we'll get that. You want to always think about, which I don't think anybody else on the fucking planet does. When Bryan Danielson announced he was coming back out of retirement again, like in 2018 or whenever it was, Roderick Strong posted a picture of one of their great matches and was like, "I'm waiting for you," and they still haven't wrestled since like fucking 2010 or whenever the fuck it was, you know.
That's wild.
So. That's definitely a selfish one because that's not going to pop a rating or anything, you know what I mean? Roddy in there, but Roddy versus Bryan have created that's created magic, bro. Samoa
That's a
Joe,
collision ass match.
Exactly. Samoa Joe, that would get me in my feels, you know. Mark Briscoe, that would move me a lot. Someone said take my guts, Kenny.
Exactly.
Hey.
Nah, ain't no pauses here. We don't do pause. We can Philly around here, bro. Kenny need my guts.
Yeah.
Kenny need my intestine. Kenny need support. Kenny need all that. I got you. I need my goat back. Get well
Shout out Kenny Omega. We love you.
Master 84, 199. Hanger is the most underrated top guy, best in the world level guy. I think the people who see him see that. Do you know what I mean?
Fans know.
I think Hangman's more of if you know, you know. You know, like if you're into AEW, you have been into AEW for the pretty much from the start, you'll know like Hangman is like a top level guy, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But obviously not everyone sees it, you know.
Because of the way that he gets booked sometimes, you know. Not everyone's been a day one, so.
Like, you don't need to have Strode continues booking all the time, but you know.
Sometimes you can just book a guy to be a bit.
Alright, so back to Dynamite. The next thing I want to talk about, I want to go to is the opening segment. Daniel Garcia in ring promo comes to the ring, means business, storms to the ring, bro, and he's just like, "Yo, they say patience is a virtue, but fuck that." Basically, Max, where you at? You know, where you at?
Mm-hmm.
Max is in the crowd and he's not coming down to the ring because he's afraid what he'll do to him and blah blah blah, all that hill kind of stuff there. And DG was like, "Yo, you're fake as fuck. Your hairline's fake. The makeup on your face is fake to cover your acne. Everything about you is fake. You're a piece of shit. I want you to. I really hope, but one day you find yourself a nice wife who could put up with you. You have a kid, and one day when you pick up that kid, you're gonna feel a tingle down the back of your spine, and you're gonna think to yourself about Daniel Garcia. And when that kid asks you one day, Dad, was you a wrestler? Are you a wrestler? You're gonna say, no, I was a wrestler until Daniel Garcia broke my neck or something along those lines. Garcia was cooking, bro. He was cooking. A lot of hate in this episode, bro. A lot of hate in this episode.
Like.
All Out is just built on hate. It's incredible.
That's how it should be.
Give us 2 weeks to do it. It's generational. That's what's up.
Hate and sports style competition. That is what wrestling feuds should be built on.
Yes.
Like 99% of the time, but yeah, okay. So I'm gonna break your neck. MJF tried saying to Daniel Garcia in retaliation to all this is that like when he took him out and dropped him on his head, he was trying to do him a solid because you can't trust anybody in this business, and you don't want the approval of these fans because these fans will turn on you because they used to love and adore me, and they turned on me when I got too big, and you don't want their love, and I'm going to protect you. And this Saturday, I'm going to put you in a wheelchair. Interesting approach of protecting a friend. And then MJF calls, he basically calls his mum a whore, bro. He always has to sneak in like that heelish kind of wacky shtick kind of thing, and he gets his dig in there, and Daniel Garcia kind of loses it, storms up through the crowd, takes out a bunch of security guards, gets like 3/4 of the way, more security guards come down, and he takes them out, and he finally gets to like the section where MJF is, and MJF just fucking clarts him with a bottle, bro.
Right there.
I love heel shit like that though, because it's like in wrestling, it's like, oh, the baby face is so, you know what I mean? He's so defiant, and he's gonna get up there and he's gonna beat his ass. And it's like sometimes in life
you get
hit with a bottle in the head, bro. Like sometimes
that's a happy.
I've seen it happen to friends. I've seen it happen to acquaintances. I've seen it happen to random people. You're full of piss and vinegar. I'm saying, bro, sometimes some people can just be full of piss and vinegar, anger, passion to want to inflict pain on someone. They walk up to someone squaring up, and they either get one bomb, they get hit with a bottle, and it's just like it's super anticlimactic. You know what I mean? Because like I said, and in a good way though. Like I said, Garcia, he had to fight his way up there, and it's like, oh, he's finally got through the security guard. It's like, nope, crack. And then MJF, he gets a bloody Garcia, and he kind of like gets down next to him and kind of like pulls him in next to him. It's like he basically tells Daniel Garcia that he's woken up something in MJF that has been dormant for too long, and it's basically just this sick, sadistic, sinister side of MJF that I've been calling for about fucking 2 years at this point.
Yes, same.
Everybody has. Yeah.
So I'm happy that Daniel Garcia, he had to sacrifice himself for the greater good, but it does really feel like we are getting this version of MJF that, as we just said, a few of us have been calling for like a couple of years now. Yeah, just like I said, this more sadistic, sinister, darker side of him, where he's just all those things that I just listed. So yeah, bro, I love this segment. I loved how MJF carried himself. In terms of like doing his kind of like eye rolling shtick, the only thing he really said in this was about like basically calling Garcia's mom a hoe. But other than that, like his delivery and the way he delivered it, his cadence, everything about it, even just like the actual content of what he said at the end, where he said you woke something inside of me, etc., etc. I loved this. I loved MJF's performance. I thought Garcia was great on the mic as well. I said it on Twitter earlier. I think this was probably like one of the best, if not the best, MJF segment that didn't involve Mr. Phil Brooks. To be honest, off the top of my head, there's probably he's been in a lot of big segments. To be fair, so there probably is one or two I'm forgetting, but off the top of my head, this is right up there as far as MJF segments go. Marcus, what did you make of it?
This is pretty fucking great, huh? Like the All Out being like a 2-week turnaround is actually benefiting this feud a lot. Because like the meat and potatoes of this feud being mostly like 3 weeks is great because it kind of stops MJF from indulging like the absolute worst parts of his game and elongating stuff. And if he was someone like Garcia, who's like the most like realistic person on the roster by a country mile, he just comes off like a real person with real motivations, and he just wants to be the best and just wants to succeed, and you want him to succeed. Yeah, it's been a great thing, and he's been awesome the times he's gotten to like get his shit in on MJF. I thought last week he was great and struck the right tone as a vengeful person that just wants to kill him because, well, we saw MJF literally try to murder him in Chicago, and now fast forward, the same place you tried to kill him, it's Get Back season on Saturday night. It's like, you fake, nothing about you's real, your hairline that don't even work no more, girl don't even like you, you're probably gonna get divorced again, type shit like that. You're gonna remember me in the next 20 years because your ass gonna be paralyzed. Like that was great shit. That's just great fire from Garcia. That's shit I want to see. And as far as the match goes, if there's ever a time for him to just be an absolute dog, Saturday night is the time.
Yeah.
Just go out and murder MJF, bro. Like that's all I need from you. As far as Max, this is probably the most I've enjoyed him in like 3 years because he's being a fucking sadist. But he also has somewhat of a point in the sense that, in his own mind anyway, where it's like, last time, don't even try to go for the fans' love because last time that happened, look what happened to me. Ignoring the fact that was kind of his own fault, but that's part of the game. But like he struck the right tone again for like the second week in a row. Just being a dick, just being a sadist, fucking clocked him with a bottle. Just comes off like a complete and utter psychopath, and that's what he needs to be as a heel. Because the funny ha-has, they're hit or miss, and there's a lot of misses. You know he can do it
all as well now. It's like when he was like a baby, like when he was like fucking 24 in like year 2 AEW doing it, and he's like, you know, hooting and hollering with Jericho or whatnot. It's like, okay, you know, but it's like when you've seen it for 3-4 years, it's like, all right,
yeah,
it's like, all right, bro,
let's progress your character a bit, you know.
Yeah, yes. This is a good start. Yeah. Like, just be a sadist, be a psychopath, be like 5% chicken shit, but like 95%, I will kill you. Do not try to feud with me. And this is great. I'm giving Max his props. I can't believe I'm doing it. Hell's frozen over. The sea is turned to blood. Alcohol's turned to water. You know, we're here. But I've enjoyed this. Excited for the match. This is a great step in the right direction for MJF and Garcia too. Like it's really helping both these guys out.
Yeah, especially it looks like Garcia is definitely staying out, especially over the reports that came out last week and of WWE thinking that, you know, AEW's offered him too much money and stuff like that. So that usually means that you know, AEW's they're keeping a man on this one. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be a huge weekend for Daniel Garcia. I think a lot of people will be backing him to get the win over MJF, which is a huge win, no matter how you dice it up. Yeah, man, I love that layer as well that MJF has added, where it's like how the fans turned on him, you know, and he's completely oblivious as to why. Like, it's a great layer, and it's an easy one for him to pull off. Yeah, Charlie, MJF. You've been up and down with MJF over the years, you know.
Lord knows.
Indeed. There's been a lot of lows, couple highs.
Absolutely. But it seems like he's finding some good form at the moment. What did you make of it?
Gotta give credit where it's due. He's finally doing what I've been saying he should do for the past 18 months. So all I've wanted from Max is for him to tap into what he did when he was feuding with Punk, and we've finally gotten back there. He's shown like glimmers of it in like a few different feuds, but like he's finally fully embracing that, and it suits him so well. Like he is built to play a heel like this. Like the Reddit stuff, it just doesn't work. Like yeah, it gets like reactions in the moments, but it never works on times, and it just kind of made him look stupid as a character. But him and Danny absolutely killed it last night. Like they killed it last week as well. Like I didn't get to touch on it because I wasn't on the podcast, but like I'm really glad that they're immediately like moving into that and like highlighting, oh shit, like this is actually going to catch up with MJF now. Like he took Danny out and Danny's like immediately trying to get retribution for that. But I think that like the section of the promo that Max cut when like they were up in the stands and he had just like knocked Danny out with the bottle. That's like the best promo he's cut in like a long time to me. Like that was my favorite thing that he's done in a very long time. I am one of those people that think that Danny should get the win on Saturday. I think it's important for his character to like get that retribution and to like build on that for him, especially if he is staying with AEW like it seems like he is. But yeah, no, this was fucking awesome. I am very happy with the work that Max is doing right now. So
if they ever like do this thing where it's like all in, all out, it's kind of back to back. If they ever do it again, I think this feud is kind of the template for feuds that stretch past all in and go to all out, where it's like it's kind of in the background in the service of another feud, but you go right back to it and heat it right back up.
Yeah,
You do something major in the middle of that feud, and it does kind of and it influences whatever that feud was going into Wembley is. And then you come right back to it immediately and you heat it up. There's hatred, there's real stakes, there's real motivations for one to have that match in Chicago.
Yeah.
And this is it. And again, this is probably the biggest moment of Dan Garcia's entire career. Like all the stuff talk as far as his contract goes. You're in a major feud with one of the push guys in the entire company. But not just someone where it's like, okay, well, we like you. No, this is one of the guys. And you are
longest reigning world champion, like.
Yeah, longest reigning world champ. In the same place where he tried to kill you, this is your chance to get your retribution. And if there's ever a time to just he's such a mature wrestler, especially for how young he is. But if there's time for to just be an absolute menace and just try to snap his damn neck immediately, snap his leg, do all that stuff, this is it.
Yeah. I think there's room in professional wrestling for matches to like sloppy's not the right word, but to be a little bit messy sometimes. And that's kind of what I want to see out of this match, because I don't want to see no collar and elbow tie-ups. Like, this is a real hate feud. Like, you should be immediately getting in there and scrapping each other. Like, I don't want to see no fucking lockups and that type of bullshit. Like, we ain't slapping on wrestles in this match. Like, if someone's not bleeding 5 minutes in, they're doing it wrong.
Like, we talk about breaking each other's necks, and you literally tried to break someone's neck like a month ago. 2 months ago. No, go kill each other. Be messy. Be sloppy. Throw punches. All that shit.
Yeah, this will probably be the sanctioned match of the night, I think. It would be the match of the night on most other shows if I wasn't expecting, somewhat worried / excited about what Hangman and Swerve are going to do to each other in that cage, you know? Because it's similar to like the Texas Death match. It's like, it'll be so like violent and chaotic that like it won't matter too much like how smooth it all gels together, as long as they kind of get the idea and the vibe right to that match. It's almost like a sure thing match of the year contender, you know. But outside of that, I do think MJF and DG will have like quite a special match, to be fair, if this is similar to Swerve and Hangman, they hit the right vibe like Charlie was saying, like and it needs to be violent, man. It needs to be violent. It needs to be gritty. It needs to be intense. It needs you need all those things. So it'll be interesting how they space those two matches
Orange
out.
And Mox did. Yeah, it will be interesting to see what like the pacing of this pay-per-view. But I think they should channel what Orange and Mox did last year at All Out, because that match was fucking great.
This was incredible.
Although Mox was such a destroyer in that like mini feud though with Orange, it's like it's hard.
It's hard to replicate.
Mox is rolling, Mox is rolling kind of like that match. But that was phenomenal. Like literally, it was All Out, wasn't it? All Out main event last year.
This is the most violent pay-per-view of all time in the history of AEW. It's not even close.
Indeed.
Oh, we hope it is. The build is the most hate-filled build AEW's ever done. Hopefully, the violence matches up to the build. You know. I'm sure it will. I'm hoping it is.
They should probably open with this match, right?
I was just saying, it does interest me how they like space out this match to the Hangman Swerve one, even though obviously one's a unsanctioned cage match and another one, but like I was talking about, like just that hatred vibe in the air, you know, it's like I don't think you'd want to put them next to each other, you know. So,
especially if Garcia's winning, I might want to open it just to give the crowd like a crazy holy shit, let's go Danny moment early on.
Yeah.
We'll see. It does always interest me how AEW lay out these papes. There's usually one or two things that I'd switch around. So, let's talk about an actual match. Let's go with Big Kazoo. Kazuchika Okada, our Continental Champion, versus Kyle Fletcher of the Don Callis family. Very good match. Okada gave Kyle Fletcher a lot. They basically went 50-50, bro. They nearly went to the time limit draw and everything. I think that's kind of like the big point of this match was to like, again, with like Kyle Fletcher and his kind of emergence as a single star for the past however many months it's been. Probably more like a year or however long it's been now, you know. He's getting in there with these big names and he's starting to hang with them more and more of an extent. And I think this was kind of like, eventually he'll get that big win over one. Like I know he beat Ishii the other day, but that's not like beating some of the other people he's wrestled because he's wrestled big names, bro, in AEW so far. So
it was Osman's first Dynamite match.
There you go, bro. Like
wrestled Omega,
Ricochet.
Yes.
He wrestled Ricochet in his AEW debut as well. So he's been put in a lot of big spots and he's obviously very trusted and he's coming along a lot as an in-ring performer, as a singles guy. So he's living up to it. Again, Kazuchika Okada here was he was in the mode, man. He wasn't in Tokyo Dome mode, but he wasn't in fucking I'm chilling, making a bunch of money mode either, you know.
Yeah, he wasn't in
there for
mode.
this, man.
He wasn't
exactly.
Anti-royalty mode.
Like I said, he gave Kyle a lot, but he also did show up and, he did his thing out there, man. It's good to see Okada in some nice bit of form, you know. I liked it. Okada got the win in the end. And after the match, like there was like a bunch of commotion, but the main thing to take away from it is that Takeshita is also a member of the Don Callis family, which is important to know, which is why he was there. You know, he kind of had like a little back and forth with Okada, you know, a little stare off, a little word exchange.
But they took his shirt off. Let's get it.
Hey man, ripped his shirt off, and that's a direction I think we can all be very fired up about. Is Takeshita versus Okada, you know. So
I'm so locked in.
Absolutely. So Charlie, you're a big Kyle Fletcher supporter. You've waved the United Empire flag. I wouldn't say you've waved the Don Callis flag. That would be a bit aggressive, but
that's quite the allegations to put on my name.
But yeah, what I'm saying is that you're a big fan of Kyle Fletcher. You're a supporter of Kyle Fletcher, and he's coming along well, isn't he? And this is one of his most promising performances yet. I thought. What did you make of it?
I agree. I think it was. Yeah, I think it is his most promising performance so far in AEW. It is coming up to a year since like this established singles push started, because it's coming up to a year since Mark Davis went out, which is crazy. But Kyle Fletcher, I've been waving the flag like since they started blowing up like in the US scene more, like because they've been prevalent in Brit Rest for so long now. Like I've known who Kyle Fletcher is arguably too long, to be honest. But he's like really taken like the opportunities AEW's given him and taken him by storm. Like he's gotten like into insane shape. He's upgraded his gear. Like he's finally found a haircut that actually kind of works for him, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, like Okada was like locked in this match and like put on like probably my favorite performance he's had in AEW so far. Like the Claudio match was great and I was there live for that. Like that was a lot of fun. But there was just something about this match. I think it was because of the way that people perceive Okada as a wrestler and how much he gave Kyle Fletcher and how well they worked together here. I don't know. It was a lot of fun to watch as a fan. Yeah. I really loved it. I thought it was very funny that he pulled out the money clip and no one complained because it actually made sense for that spot in the match, which is the first time he's used the money clip in AEW as well, I think. Yeah, no, really great match. I'm very, very happy for Kyle Fletcher. I would like to see him start getting some more like actual wins. It hasn't got to be against the Okadas of the world, but like there are plenty of like they have a very strong mid-card scene. He can start winning things.
Yeah, on some keep busy
Yeah,
shit to
I'm
make
with
sure
you on
that
that.
He can beat your Orange Cassidys and your Carla Rileys. I don't know why I'm picking the conglomeration, but
Right?
like, he
Yeah,
can
leave
beat
the
those kind of
conglomeration
fuckers.
alone. No,
It's just the
I'm with
first
you
thing that
though
comes to
Like,
because
they're my cookies.
he's wrestled a lot of these matches where he's taken on the big star, like, and he's like, okay, it's cool watching him have these good performances and stuff, but it's like we need to actually like get him some real wins now. So the Ishii win that he got on the weekend, that was cool.
Mhm.
Okada giving him so much, yeah, that was cool as well. But it's like let's get him on a run, man. You know, as Charlie correctly pointed out, it's like AEW has a stacked mid card, bro. Like you can give him wins over names that aren't, who aren't necessarily like Okada or like Brian or whoever the fuck. Like they've got great people up and down the show. So I think there definitely is opportunity to really get going with him coming out of All Out. So we'll see. Get him some singles pay-per-view match that you could win against, like, I don't know. Oh, fucking I don't know. Roddy. I'll always throw Roddy's name in there.
Roddy. It's like,
mean,
just
Throw
need
Rod
him to
Strong in
have-
there,
let him have a feud with a guy like in the mid card that's like an established name in AEW, and then just let him get the win in an opening of a pay-per-view. It's easy.
it's fine. Like, just have him stay busy and actually get real wins against people. Because it is kind of astounding how far he's come since he's got the AEW, especially as a singles guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that young rookie that you draft. It's like, okay, he might be pretty good. He has a good look. He has potential. He might grow into something. And all of a sudden, by like game number 10, he's guarding LeBron one-on-one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not getting embarrassed. And he's holding his own. And then you move him up and you give him more assignments. And then on back-to-backs, he's guarding KD. And he's holding him to like 20% shooting or some shit like that. Like, he's growing before your eyes. And you didn't see this coming, really. And all of a sudden, you got something.
Mm-hmm. I will say, he has improved leaps and bounds since stopped doing the Will Ospreay cosplay. And there is nothing wrong with trying to cosplay one of the greatest wrestlers in the world.
Well, speak for yourself.
But or taking influence, I guess I should say, not cosplaying, because, but Kyle's found his own groove now, and it suits him a lot better in ring. I do miss the moonsault. I do understand why he retired it, though, because that was fucking terrifying.
Didn't he get injured on it like twice?
I think
yes, he knocked himself clean. Well, I don't know that he knocked himself out, but he knocked his head off the barricade at Sakura Genesis, and then he folded himself over the barricade at Capital Collision. I think it was last year.
That's Sakura Genesis was sick, by the way. That match was sick.
Was that last?
I remember the one against FTR as well. I remember him landing a bit spooky on that one, but
oh god.
But yeah, Marcus, Okada, locked in, Fletcher. He was you've kind of touched on it a lot already, but anything more you want to add in?
Fletchlight stand up. Fletchlight stand up.
Hey man.
Yeah, I'll claim it unabashedly. I've been claiming it for over a year. Everybody want to hop on the bandwagon. Nah, that's okay. Go ahead and stay over there. We got a long line. We got a long queue. Take a number. We here. We fresh out.
Ibu's not allowed to be a fan. I decided.
Man, fuck you, boo. You ain't allowed, bro. You was calling him crazy. You said he wasn't nothing. Now look at you. Switching up. But anyway, I'm so proud of Kyle Fletcher. Like, he's grown up like before our very eyes. Thank you, Katie.
I didn't even see that. That's real.
No stocks. You're banned. You're on the no-fly list, brother. That's what it is. But nah. Like, can we talk about the fact that Kyle Fletcher got Okada on a go-home show in fucking Milwaukee to take a fucking neck bump on the apron? Like,
bro.
That brain was brutal. And then he got his own pound of flesh with the DDT on the outside, which the way Kyle took that was insane. Like, he folded over.
He's a great seller.
He's awesome.
I've said that several times.
Yeah, and the Okada forum exchange where he's doing the Aussie.
the elbows out was so good.
He's like, Aussie. He's whacking the shit out of him.
Okada single-handedly teaching the crowd how to do the Aussie chants properly just by bitching out Kyle in the corner was incredible.
Yeah, this is the best comedic Okada of all time, but he was locked the fuck in. Like, Kyle's the perfect opponent for that because you do kind of have to sometimes, especially when it's just okay, it's a Dynamite, whatever. You gotta beat the real into Kazu sometimes, and Kyle beat that real into him. Like, this ain't no Road 2 tag, brother. This Continental Championship. We wrestling for real. We playing for keeps. And I gotta talk about Okada doing the dick maker. He does like the ripcord and kicks him straight in the damn ball sack.
Yeah.
Then he did the actual rainmaker. That shit was hilarious.
That's right.
Like he's finding like creative ways to cheat and win these matches. It pops me every single time.
Yeah.
He's very good. Okada fella. I don't think that's much of a hot take, to be honest. I do kind of miss Aussie Open. It is great to see Cole Fletcher like have all this success as a singles. You know, like it is cool, and it's like you can't discredit the progress that he's made. You know, you can't ignore that. But I don't know, man. It feels like people have kind of like forgot how good Aussie Open really were. Like they were. I think for on our awards, they were the third tag team of the year last year. On the PWI list, they were the second tag team of the year. You know, like we're talking about like a best in the world tag team level tag team. You know, but obviously Cole Fletcher is really blossomed in the time that Davis has been away. But hopefully Davis gets back into the fold next. It'll be interesting to see how they handle that and if they just. I don't know whether they tease it or just do like a big breakup or if he's just kind of like a background tag partner or if he just doesn't come back at all. I think it would be a shame.
I think he does come back.
I think it would be a shame if he didn't get brought back into the fold at all.
But y'all,
one of the things I always found interesting. One of the things I always found interesting about Aussie Open was like as good as they were, the age difference between the two. You know?
Yeah.
So it was like I think Kyle Fletcher was always going to go on and be a single star eventually because Marcus Davis, obviously the injuries are started to catch up with him the past like year or so, you know. But obviously he's a big dude. He's not getting any younger. I think Mark Davis is like what? How old's Mark, Charlie? You might know this.
34.
I'm pretty sure
there's like a 9-10 year difference between the two, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I always found that kind of interesting. So like now when you look at the situation, it's like Kyle's advanced so much as a single star. It's like Mark's kind of been left behind, and it's a little bit of a shame, but I don't want to call it a shame outright because Kyle's doing so well, you know. But it's just kind of it's a weird one, man.
As a tag team wrestling fan, it is like very unfortunate, but like as just a fan of the wrestlers, I'm incredibly happy for Kyle. It really is a catch-22 situation. He is faithful, yeah. Because like I want them to bring Davis back and I want him to be healthy and to be able to come back to wrestling because like you never want to see someone lose their livelihood sort of thing. But at this point, is it a step back for Kyle to go back into a tag team? Because it kind of feels like it.
Depends on where the division is and where they would split into the division, you know. Because if I went back together and went on like an FTR 2022 run, you know, it
would do incredible things for the division, and I think there is room in Kyle's like journey for that to happen. I don't know. Maybe they'll do something like Grand Slam is in Australia, so who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. That's definitely one to circle if you are Cole Fletcher / Aussie Open / I think even Will Ospreay will be like an adopted Australian on that night as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be that'll be.
I'm not an advocate for like breaking up tag teams ever, really, but it kind of is what it is right now at this point. I
get it, man. I get it. Like I said, it's kind of like it feels like it's moved past. It's just, you know, would it be a step back for Kyle, as Charlie mentioned? It's like there's a lot of like weird factors that usually don't go into splitting up a tag team, you know.
I think if they take the right approach to booking it, they'll be able to nail it. And listen, Aussie Open with tag gold, I would be on board immediately. Like so.
Couldn't he just be like Kyle could just be like a situational tag guy or something, you know? Like you could have like United Empire like fully on AEW, you know.
I fully anticipate them like winning the trios belts when Mark's back. Like I think that is something that Ospreay will actively push for.
They were awesome in that, like, the little trios tournament.
The tournament?
Those are like Ospreay's first AEW like TV matches, weren't they? And Ospreay got over in those matches, you know. I think they were actually like quite an important step in like why Ospreay has been such a hit in AEW so far. It's like when the AEW audience seen him in those glimpses, he was so genuinely like phenomenal in those like trios matches because they were set up that way, they had the right opponents, etc., etc., etc. And he kind of just it was like a showcase, you know.
I mean, like Simon's just said, if worse does come to worse, Mark Davis is also a very good singles wrestler. Like, there will be a place for him on the roster.
Bro, Mark Davis was my preferred half of the tag team when they were a tag team. Like, you know what I mean? When they were like both feet and a tag team and stuff. Davis is awesome.
He's beast.
Obviously, Cole's came such a long way now. Like, he even fucking looks different, as Charlie mentioned earlier. So,
it's kind of terrifying how far he's come.
It's gonna be weird seeing like if and when Mark Davis does finally come back. It's gonna be weird seeing them stood side by side again because Carl's put on so much muscle mass now.
Marcus is a big
That's gonna
boy,
be
big Mark.
Oh, I've met them both in person. I'm very aware.
He's a big boy.
He's a big dude now.
Like they are deceptive.
Mark's got the biggest thighs in the company. Mark's a beast.
They seem to work,
bro.
It's all right.
Good shit.
Good like a Pixar, man. That's what I'm saying.
Hoping for the best for all involved on that front.
Indeed.
Since we slightly mentioned trios, let's talk about the big trios match that they did yesterday. It really annoyed me when they did this on NXT on Tuesday as well. When they call it the main event, when it's the last match, but there's going to be a big segment after. You know? It kind of, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and
it's silly.
But it kind of annoys me. But yeah, Claudio, Yuta, Pac, AEW Trios champs take on Will Ospreay, Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly. Really good match as you would expect. A couple of performances I thought looked really sharp out there. Claudio didn't do loads in terms of his involvement in the match. It's not like he didn't do anything and he was on the outside, but in terms of like the main players, I won't class him as one. But the stuff that he did do looked really tight, really sharp, just strong and powerful in there. He was awesome. Pac and Ospreay looked so sharp.
It was incredible.
They got holy shit chance and I could have cried.
And they just gave you like a little crumb of what they're about to do Saturday. Like
exactly, bro. Like, it was frightening, bro. Like I said, so sharp, man. So fast, so sharp. Ospreay is such an explosive athlete as well. Pac is so smooth in everything that he does. Orange Cassidy, of course, always puts in good performances. I thought Yuta looked nice out there. Kyle O'Reilly looked all right. You know, we had a really good trios match, man. Really good trios match, and we had a little bit of an angle as well after with Brian comes down to celebrate. We've actually Ospreay and Pac ended up brawling halfway through the match into the back, and they just
teased the Pac Poison Ron spot again. I was like, oh shit, let's go.
Yeah, Ospreay did that. Ospreay did like a senton off the stage as well at the back. Yeah. And, you know, they did some cool stuff up the ramp, but they ended up brawling into the back and they were out of the match effectively, you know. Basically, in the end, Kyle O'Reilly got left in the ring by himself with Yuta and Claudio, I think he ended up in there with, and he ended up taking the L there. And yeah, Brian comes down to celebrate with the heels. Are they heels? Whatever the Blackpool Combat Club are with Pac, you know, comes down to celebrate with them.
I don't think you can call them heels.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still
Pac's just angry at everyone. That's just what it is with him.
Pac's just a guy. He's you know,
he's a bastard.
He's just normal.
He's a bastard. Anyway. So yeah, Brian's celebrating with the BCC, and then the Elite come down. Jack Perry, Okada, Bucks, they attack everyone, and they end up screwing off. And Claudio gets on the mic and he's like, "Yo, I've been in the mood for gold lately." He won that tournament in CMLL in Arena, Mexico. He's just won the trios titles, and he wants to add the Grand Prix, and he wants to add the tag titles to it as well. So him and Yuta challenged the Bucks, and the match got made official. So we're getting a nice little tag match on All Out for the titles. I think it'll be a good one. I don't think anyone's going to be expecting the Bucks to drop the belts here, but I think it could be a very good match. I'd like the Bucks to be awake and up for it. I think they will. It's on pay-per-view, and
This pay-per-view and they're wrestling good opponents.
Yeah.
They'll be away.
Yeah, so I think we'll get
Nick
we'll
Jackson and Cordo in the ring together again. I never got the singles match, but I'm getting the interactions.
yes. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed this trios match. As I said, I'll outline some of the standout performances I thought. But yeah, man, Marcus, what did you make of this trios match?
I fucking loved it. This is the backbone of AEW television right here. Just throw a bunch of sick wrestlers in the trios match and just let them go insane. You get the little preview of the singles match on Saturday with Pac and Ospreay. They gave you a teeny little crumb, and then they're gonna make a whole giant loaves of bread on Saturday night. I'm with it. And this will be an appreciation post about the conglomeration. How did I tell y'all how much I love the conglomeration?
They're very good.
They might be one of like the best things AEW has done ever by a long shot. Because it's just 3 or 4 really popular baby faces that people really love. Everyone loves Mark Briscoe. Everyone loves Orange Cassidy. People like Colorado a lot. Even though Orange Cassidy got a little bit stale for parts of the year. But it's allowed him to take more of a back seat. Mark Briscoe comes to the forefront. And he just gets to talk every week. Just those backstage promos where he just says the most random shit ever. But it gets the crowd hype, and then they go have 1,000 variations of the team together. You toss in Willow every now and then. You toss in Ishii when he's around. It's gold. Mm-hmm. And you can have them just be a utility act where you can throw them in main events against other top heels. You can have them interact with top baby faces like Ospreay. You can have them interact with young baby faces like kind of on the come up, like they did with Hologram last week on Collision, and have just banger matches and give them a bit of a rub shoulders with them. And you could do so many variations. You could do Orange and Kyle, Briscoe, Kyle and Orange, Ishii, Orange, or whoever. A mixed tag with Willow or something like that. You can do anything you want to do with them. You can have them split off and do single stuff like they're gonna do on Saturday with the Continental Championship 4-way, which I expect Orange Cassidy and Briscoe to be in to provide them when their matches on Collision. Like,
hopefully,
I love this act so much. They're great. You know, more of this.
Yeah, I love it, man. So you mentioned like just letting Mark just do his thing. It's like they had the backstage segment as well with Renee. And it's like Ospreay comes into frame. He's like, Mark, you got any words of wisdom? And he just fucking goes off. Yeah, so and Kyle's really enjoying himself as well. You can visibly see it, which is always cool to see, you know. And like you said, bro, just really great utility act of likable baby faces who can all work really, really well, you know. So it makes all the sense in the world in a company like AEW. Charlie, you love a good trios match, don't you?
I do really like trios matches, and I love the conglomeration, and it might be my favorite thing, like in terms of like factions, it may be my favorite AEW faction right now because it's just so fun, and like it's silly in a way that makes sense for AEW with these backstage segments, and Mark Briscoe is just fucking awesome on the mic, and like this word of the day bit is incredible, and I love it, and I really, really enjoyed this match. There was a lot of like high-paced, like fast action, and like these have been the backbone of TV for like a minute now, and they should continue to book them because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, sort of thing.
Exactly.
I love seeing like the conglomeration like just be this staple of AEW TV because like it's such easy booking and it works so well for everyone involved. Yeah, this match was really, really cool. Like the crowd finally understanding the weight of the Will Ospreay Pac match makes me very happy and less bitter that it's happening in Chicago and not the UK because you know. Oh, you're not going to be there either. Why are you arguing at me? I'm just mad I'm not there.
Good. America good. You go to 1,000 shows all the time. Let us have this.
You're not there. Why do you care?
I'm there in spirit, goddammit. I'm there in spirit.
Same. But yeah. No, that was fucking awesome. Yeah. Good stuff. I think that AEW should send Kyle O'Reilly to Japan for World Tag League, and he should do World Tag League with Ishii. Because it would pop me immensely and would be very fun.
It'll also wipe the taste out of my mouth from that Wrestle Kingdom match he had with Adam Cole, too.
Indeed.
So.
Yes, indeed.
That reason alone, yeah.
That match is crazy.
The post match was cool because like the Bucks versus people like Claudio and Yuta is always gonna pop me. It is a little bit scary that the trios champs are like facing the tag champs because we can never separate these titles properly, even though you've got the wrestlers to do it. But because the Pac has other stuff going on the pay-per-view, I will not complain too much. But scary. Don't keep doing stuff like that, please.
Yeah, man. What else we got? All right, speaking of scary, actually.
Oh, God.
Jon Moxley.
Very interestingly absent from the BCC savior after the Elite.
Oh, you don't give a fuck about them anymore.
You don't? It's very funny.
You don't give a shit. He arrived to the arena with Marina Shafir, and Marina was doing the thing that she was doing last week of just fucking hip tossing people, kicking people, and just taking people out. Something rampage backstage, beating up AEW staff. The bump into the EVPs on the way to the ring as well, and you know they're very much like, "What's up, Marks?" You know, and Marks kind of just like airs them, but he does stop and say he said to Jack Perry, he's like, "I don't care what people say about you. I think you're a sweet kid." It's like that's another reason why he does not give a fuck about the BCC anymore, because like Jack Perry literally like took out Brian like last week or whenever it was, you know. So
you know what? Just for that, Jon Moxley good again. For now.
Well, let's calm down.
I'm trying, dog. I'm trying.
He calls he said Perry's a good kid, and he comes to the ring, and he basically said very similar to what he said last week, bro. He said he wants to talk to Darby Allin. That's what he wants to talk to Darby Allin about. He said that he knew Darby was the real deal when he in 20 whatever year it was, like 2020, when he beat up this scrawny kid, and after I put him through hell, he just looked at me and smiled, and you know what I mean. From that moment, I knew he was the real deal, and he wants to talk to Darby. We don't know why. I wouldn't trust him. We don't know what he's cooking. We don't know who he has in his back pocket for this new MMA gym that he's starting.
Listen, man.
And man, I really love, like, it's similar to last week, even though he didn't really say much, and you can't really say, oh, it was a great promo and stuff. I just kind of love the way that like he carries himself to the ring, and he's just kind of like got this pissed off cadence and stuff.
Right.
Big fan of Moxley. Although I am terrified about where this possibly is going.
I'm fucking scared.
I mean, he praised Jack Perry. He's looking for Darby Allin, two people that are involved in the world title picture soon. I don't know, man. It feels like it's pretty obvious where it's going.
I'll say this. So
but it still worries me, you know?
It worries the hell out of me too, trust me. It really does. But for the 2 weeks they've been doing this, so far so good, I think. Because the promos haven't been terrifying me. Like, they're terrifying in a character sense where it's like I have no idea where this is going, and I'm scared to find out. But they're short and sweet, and they get directly to the point where it's like, Darby, where you at? Like, I'm looking for you, bro. Where you at?
Yeah.
Like, he ain't doing he ain't doing like 15-minute monologues about it. It's 2 minutes and he's out of there, and he's just scaring everybody, changing the mood of the room, and leaving. So right now, I'm cool with it. If it leads to him like putting Darby over, cool.
Yeah. Marina Shafir just beating the shit out of grown men does pop me quite immensely, to be honest.
It does.
Like, I don't know, she's been pretty cool the last couple of weeks as well. Like,
she hasn't talked. She's just getting straight to business, which is what
she looks like a bodyguard for Jon Moxley, which is fucking hilarious.
It's so funny. She kicked the shit out of one of those guards that she kicked him dead in the face.
Bro, she was not holding back. She was laying shit into those guards. Like, very, very funny. It's going to be fucking hilarious watching her wrestle at Progress in a couple of weeks. She's over in London.
And this is like probably like a bit of like a petty old head thing, but it's like I did find it interesting that like when Mox was coming to the ring and stuff, like they didn't even mention Marina. Like, we know who she is. She's a member of the roster. Do you know what I mean? And
she's wrestled on the show before multiple times.
Exactly. So I found it a little bit weird that like not even when his name came up on the bottom, like with Marina, like it was just okay. It was a little bit weird. Not exactly a con though, just a weird one. But yeah, man, obviously some of the names thrown. We did that whole bit last week when you went here, Charlie. The whole like, who is Mox going to bring in with him? And we threw around some incredible names, some UFC Hall of Famers, some ex Pride FC fighters, Bobby Lashley, MVP. Josh Barnett's name came up the most.
Oh, Josh Barnett's
Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon is been talked about in some corners of the industry of potentially being involved in this. So
bring out Mirko Krokop and shit. The Diaz Birds in Stockton when they go there.
Nakajima, that's fucking hilarious. Sorry, I'm reading chat.
That'll pop me tremendously. Actually, I can't lie.
Did we have many? I think last week I suggested Loki. Yeah, Loki and Nakajima. It was Loki and Nakajima. So the Roadshow 1-2-2-1. Just put them in there. You could go in so many directions. As far as educated guesses go, I don't think anybody is reported exactly who's going to be in it or anything like that. In terms of just like names flying around, like I said, Shane's name. A lot of people are worried about that one. A lot of people are excited about that one. That's a name that's kind of flown around.
How does that even work? Is my question.
Josh Barnett's one that I think has actually got a little bit of traction behind it. And then there's
Bloodsport's running Full Gear weekend in New Jersey.
That's definitely happening.
Yeah, then there was like the option B side, which would be like MVP and Bob Lash. So
that would help me.
But at the end of that, like I said, these are just what's the word? Rumors, innuendo, whatever the fuck. Speculation, educated guesses. Who knows? It could end up being someone completely different to that. But yeah, maybe it is Loki. Maybe it is Loki. We'll see. Could you fucking imagine?
Fucking beast.
It would be equal parts Beast and equal parts Tony. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, it would be Beast until he shoots on one of our favorite wrestlers for fucking no reason. Bro, did you see that quote going around the other day where he was like, Vince McMahon put a hit out on me in the ring?
No.
Oh my god.
It's Beast.
Like in WWE back in the day, there was this angle after a Loki match where like a bunch of like the NXT guys came in and just like jumped him. And like his version of the story is that like he wasn't told that this angle was gonna happen. So like in his eyes, a bunch of dudes rushed the ring and like jumped him.
Oh my god.
So when you watch it back, like he's kind of like struggling like with his beat down, and then he grabs, I think it's Titus O'Neil, I think, bro. And he puts him in an armbar, like a legit armbar, and people have to like drag him off him, and people have to come down to the ring from out the back. But yeah, from his point of view, according to a recent podcast, he thinks that no one told him that this angle was going to play out, and people just jumped the ring and attacked him, and he was defending himself, and Vince McMahon put a hit out on him.
That's unreal. Oh my god. I might have to seek this out.
He's Loki's a unique soul, he's
Indeed.
He would definitely get himself fired from AEW within. I'd give him a 96 weeks. That's not 6 appearances on TV. That's just like 6 weeks from when he signs his deal to like him getting fired. So probably
he could sign his deal and be like not on TV for the first 2 weeks. Like,
oh man,
he would tweet something insane within like the first day in the company.
Oh, 100%, bro. You'd be like, I'm back. Fuck the wokes. Or whatever the fuck.
The libs couldn't stop me.
Literally, like that's the shit he'd be on, bro. Like, don't check his Twitter if you still got any fond memories of Loki. Don't be going on that Twitter page, brother. It's conspiracy filled fucking fuck, man. Genuinely a phenomenal wrestler though in his heyday.
Yes.
Right. Since I took that detour, we'll do a couple super chats. Saint Chad's £2. Looks like they've dropped Roddy versus O'Reilly, or Roddy and O'Reilly. Yeah, they've not interacted in a hot minute, so we'll see. You know,
No comment.
Charlie's pulling faces and saying no comment. So who knows?
You good over there? What you mean?
I don't know. I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm just glad that they're not teasing Kyle O'Reilly splitting from the conglomeration anymore.
There you go. Darren H, £4.99. Desperately need Hangman Eddie feud when Eddie's all healed up. Yeah, man, I miss Eddie, bro. I feel like not enough people like talk about him being out. You know,
I love Eddie, bro.
He's awesome, bro. Like, even that little promo he did for Brian, like a couple of weeks ago, or whenever the fuck it ended up being. He's awesome, bro. I just love having him around. You know, it's just great to have babyface. It's just great to have like baby faces like that, bro. You know, in wrestling. It was just really cool seeing how over Eddie got on like a national stage, you know. So
yeah.
When he's gone, I miss him, but I'm sure he'll be back better than ever.
Let's never do that spot he did in New Japan ever again, please.
God damn, that was.
You know, poor. I don't think Paul Gabe meant to. Yeah, I don't think I'll put.
To be fair,
like Gabe, you know.
If you like watch the match back, earlier in the match, Eddie had pulled that barricade forward. So but when he was like pulling himself up, he had pulled that barricade forward. So it was just an unfortunate series of events.
I'll say I have not watched that.
Chat, I don't know anything. Sorry, chat. I actually don't know anything. I'm just happy that they're not teasing Kyle O'Reilly's leaving the conglomeration.
They try.
That's why I was putting faces.
Charlie Select.
I don't know anything.
She's 100% lying. She told me and Marcus before we went live exactly what the plans are.
Yeah, she said they beef it backstage or something. That's what she said.
Yeah, it's a shoot. It's not a shoot. Please don't report that. My God. Don't Ibu me, please.
From Cultaholic's website in the morning. Darren H, £4.99. Appreciate you again. Nigel fell for a fake Liam Gallagher quote, putting over his entrance at Wembley as the reason Oasis reunited. Yeah, bro, the fake quotes and stuff are running crazy at the moment. Like, obviously it's Twitter and it's like it's been a problem's probably a bit dramatic, but like it's been something that's been going on, whether it's Wrestle Purists, Wrestle Features, Wrestle Ops, Wrestle Votes, you know, like you'll see fake pages like pop up once in a blue moon, but it feels like over the past like month or so, I've seen like 4 fake Wrestle Ops pages. 1 or 2 of them have actually genuinely like got a lot of traction as well, which is also like cause of concern sometimes when it's not blatant and obvious jokes. There's that fake Wrestle Votes page as well, which has got a bit of traction as well. So it's just like, I don't know why they're becoming more prevalent, because some of the pages are actually fooling people. Nigel McGuinness was one of the latest high-profile victims. I think it's one of the fake Wrestle Ops pages tweeted something about, you know, like about Liam Gallagher of Oasis being like, fired up about hearing Oasis at Wembley. And Nigel quote tweeted it like all fired up, and it was just like, "Fuck, man!" Like they got Nigel.
It happens to the best of us.
It does, man. NJP 2 dollars. DG used great live show charisma. Talking about Mina, #real. Yeah, I just saw Ayo's tweet, bro. In an interview with Sean Ross Sapp, he's asked about me, and he says but he said she's got great live show charisma.
I agree.
And Dave agrees as well, man. Dave Meltzer.
Dave does agree.
Marcus.
It was on his neck about it.
DG. A lot of live show charisma, you know.
Bro, they were
on that front row for a Mina match on the 19th of October. So.
That's what's up. It was like, Dave, just say she fine, bro. You know you want to say it. It's okay.
She just has incredible live show charisma.
So let me segue into Roddy, because he kind of came up then, I guess. And this is a bit of a nothing, really. He's backstage with Renee, and he's complaining about that shitty finish from last week when his foot was under the rope, and just like they completely fucked that spot, bro. Like, I know it was meant to be like a controversial finish, but even just the way they shot it, the way that Aubrey fucking stepped over the rope, like it was just shit. But anyway, Roddy is obviously as a heel in kayfabe, rightfully complaining about that shitty finish. Christopher Daniels is like, oh no, whatever. Hook bolts into the screen, and he's not happy with it either. He says to Roddy, like, yo, I saw the footage, and I agree with you, and let's run it back, So he's giving Roddy an FTW shot, even though he lost, and but he's giving him the shot anyway. But not tonight, like Hook wanted, because Roddy didn't want to do it in Milwaukee. So I was very upset about this, because I'm always upset when a Roddy Strong match is ripped away from me. But it is what it is. We are going to get Hook versus Roddy at some point in a singles.
Oh man, we ain't trying to see that shit.
Bro, I'll watch Roddy wrestle fucking anyone. So.
I think Roddy could bully summon out a Hook. I think there's potential there.
I mean,
I want to see Hook beat him, but I don't want to see Roddy with the FTW title. So I don't know how you do the finish. But
the first one's definitely happening. So there's that.
Oh well, yeah, but
maybe because Roddy will straight up bully you if you're just not on par. Like he will just fuck you up. Maybe
even in like a dick way, either like.
It's just like, yo, let's get on track.
He just grounds people,
Yeah,
fuck you.
Fucking love Roddy, bro. So yeah, that's coming up. What else we got? Backstage
Mariah
with Renee and the Learning Tree.
That too?
Huh?
Mariah,
yeah, we're 100%.
We haven't talked about the women yet, really.
This is kind of crazy. I can't lie.
Absolutely shocking from us, I just wanted to check
Considering
that. I was going on to like the more like little things before going into big things again,
Right.
just to tick them off. Brian Keith versus Orange Cassidy next week.
This
they've got the it's this Friday. The Continental qualifier matches. Hot take?
Yeah.
I think Lance Archer should win. I think Lance Archer should be in that match.
I don't think that's a hot take, actually. I'm actually with it because
isn't he wrestling Briscoe?
Yeah.
Yes, that's why it is a hot take.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Mark Briscoe
absolutely not.
And you will like it.
Listen, I'm not going to complain if Mark Briscoe wins, but
yeah.
I just really like Lance Archer.
Listen, I love Lance Archer as well.
Yeah, you can have him pin Mark, and then you can set up a always title match on one of the pay-per-views later on in the year or something like that.
Indeed.
Actually, I really like Lance Archer. I interviewed him.
Yeah,
I love Lance Archer. We all love Lance Archer around
here.
Everybody does.
He's awesome, bro. And yeah, that is very true.
Can we talk about those story matches right quick? Those shits are fucking godly work. Mm-hmm. You got Takeshita versus Beast Mortos.
That is
locked in.
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy, Brian Keith. I'm very excited for that. I'm a big fan of Brian Keith.
I'm a big BK fan.
Yeah. And then Briscoe Lance Archer. That's going to be very violent. I'm all the way for it. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about. Okay, anyway, like I said, Renee backstage with the Learning Tree. Chris Jericho's pissed off about his $7,000 jacket that Orange Cassidy ruined like 2 years ago. So he wants his money back for it, and now he's wrestling Orange Cassidy and Brian Keith for $7,000. So that's happening. Now let's talk about the wonderful women of AEW and All Elite Wrestling, because they deserve the spotlight, especially Jamie Hayter.
Oh, what a woman!
We love Jamie Hayter. I'm very happy to see her back, and she's continuing her form of picking up nice little wins on TV. The latest one against Robin Renegade, very short and sweet. Robin bumped pretty well. Jamie looked pretty decent as well. Obviously, it's not exactly a massive sample size where you can break down her performance. Right. She kind of just went out there and not a full-on squash, but it was short and sweet. It's nice to see Jamie back, isn't it? And wrestling more regularly. And she spoke this week in detail about like the injury that she had. She had 2 herniated discs in her back, and she couldn't walk for ages.
Completely herniated too, bro.
She
couldn't do anything.
I was under the idea that she went for surgery, but she didn't. She didn't have surgery. She just done like a fuckload of physical therapy and injections and stuff. And she said that she's feeling 200% now. So it does seem she's fully recovered, and it wasn't just like a a bodged job where like loads of wrestlers do this, where they need surgery but they don't get it, so they just rehab for like 6 weeks and then they come back and they're fucking not 100%, but they're kind of nearly there. And so it does seem that Jamie is back and she's ready to go, brother. Saraya was watching this match backstage with Harley Cameron. That's a little bit scary, but it seems like it's inevitable.
That would definitely happen to Grand Slam, ain't it?
Yeah, it seems like I said, it's a little spooky, but it is inevitable at this point, I think. And it kind of makes sense as well for Jamie's like, one of the people that took her out. Obviously, it doesn't seem that she's going to be working with, it's Outcast in it, so it was Tony. Ruby's out pregnant, and obviously Saraya and Harley are obviously kind of like the leftovers of that. So it makes sense, but I think there's a good chance this could be Saraya's departure, maybe.
I hope so.
I'm not 100%. I think my prediction when all the news first came out about Saraya's contract coming up was they'll probably figure something out where she takes a little bit of a pay cut or something. But I do think there is absolutely a chance that this could be like Tony's just kind of like, you know what, fuck it, man. She can go, but
listen, man.
We'll see.
The fact that she turned up in Rev Pro with RKJ, I think she's testing the waters to do some stuff over here, and that scares me greatly because I don't want to see her on a regular basis. But
Charlie, you're gonna see if she does a Brit rest run, you're gonna watch so many Saraya matches,
bro. They're gonna main event a show with Saraya versus Alex Windsor, and I will bitch about it.
That'll be hilarious. I'm sorry.
Big deal, brother.
Regardless.
The night coming.
I actually need to, after the show, I need to give some funny lore about that. But regardless of that, Jamie looks great. I'm very, very happy she's back. Robin Renegade put in like a good little performance here. Like I forget, like I haven't really seen much of her since her sister Charlotte's been out. But no, she looked really good here. I think the eventual plan to bring the Renegade twins in with Mercedes, if that happens, is a good idea. I think that could be really fun.
Probably a giant reach, but she was throwing double knees a lot.
She was. But yeah, Jamie is fucking awesome. I'm kind of glad that they are just kind of getting this out of the way in terms of like the Saraya thing, because they were always going to circle back to it, I think. I don't think it's a bad match to put on Grand Slam. Like, speaking solely as Saraya as an in-ring wrestler, she hasn't had like overly terrible performances in AEW, so I think her and Jamie can probably do something pretty cool. But yeah, after that, I ain't interested in seeing her again on TV. So
exactly, that's where I'm at. Like, it's a loose end you gotta tie up because they did put her out of action for over a year, so you gotta kind of circle back to it, just get it out the way, move on to other things. Because Jamie Harriet in this division in the state it's in right now, which is the best it's been in the company history, it's like pouring fucking gasoline on already like massive fire. Like, this shit is crazy. She's still as sharp as ever. She still hits as hard as ever. Those fucking lyrics,
it's hard,
bro. That fucking shotgun dropkick she took, bounced off the ropes and is fucking whack Robin, bro.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
It was real shit.
I love how she changed the haterade, where it's more of a Pepsi twist now, where she just grabs you and just fucking takes your head off. It's so brutal.
Yeah, man. Good to see Jamie back, healthy, picking up momentum, and doing her thing, man. So we'll see where it all goes. Deonna Purrazzo had a video package where she was sipping on a glass of wine, which will pop many of the Wrestle Purists and Joe Hulbert audience. I'm not quite sure what like the point they were trying to really nail home with this was. It was more just kind of like it's just kind of like a video package of like I'm just getting started, and it was just like, okay, you know what I mean?
And then they immediately announced that she's facing Shida on Collision, so it's like, okay, so she's immediately losing.
Yeah,
it's like hey, she still exists. I know you haven't seen her for a couple weeks.
Exactly. Yeah. He didn't really drive any particular point home. But yeah, it's not like it was badly delivered or anything. It was just kind of like,
it's just like, okay. It's like,
just a thing that happened on the show, you know.
Exactly.
Another thing that happened on the show, Mercedes Moné, the live promo, she comes out and she says a couple words and stuff, and what was it? I don't know. She was just being Mercedes, bro. She was just kind of like gloating, CEO, etc., etc. She didn't really like quite anything overly scathing or anything like that. And then Sheeta comes up on the big screen and she says that you can't beat the Ace because she cheated and stuff last time. And Christopher Daniels was there behind her, and he announces that Camille is banned from ringside. So Mercedes will have no help, allegedly, in this match with Hikaru Shida all out. So it seems like we're going to have a straight up one-on-one unless Mercedes gets some other backup, which I think some people may suspect. So we'll see. We get Shida, Mercedes, one-on-one, assuming maybe no interferences. They had like a nice TV match, but it definitely felt like kind of like groundwork for a pay-per-view match or something more extended. Exactly. So hopefully they can do something like special here, you know.
Yeah, I think they can.
Yeah, I'm rooting for it to be a good one because I think I said on Monday, it's like out of the 4 women in that qualifying match, like Shida wasn't particularly like the top of my list in terms of like who I wanted, like who interested me the most. First, Monet, I probably would have gone with like Queen Aminata, probably.
But that was my first thought because I was thinking, okay, it's a fair title defense. Let's give her somebody young, and they'll obviously lose. We'll put in a good shift and have a good match with her. You could do something afterwards. That's where my first thought was. And then she.
I get that. I just also want them to have like an extended story because I think they could do some really fun TV together.
Absolutely, there's a lot of options for Mercedes. Yeah. Shida is not one I'm going to complain about, though. You know,
no, far from it.
Shida is my favorite member of the Bloodline.
Oh my god,
her get up on Dynamite last night was fucking incredible. She looked like Sokoa. It was unreal.
She did straight up Yakuza cosplay for the video game and shit. The way she pulled the tie off while doing the promo and just pulled that and revealed the shirt. Like, I have the ace. I was like, yo, it's kind of hard. That shirt is fucking amazing too.
It is.
But yeah, interesting layout of promo for a little bit because I've said this before with Mercedes promos. It's like she's not the person that you like. Okay, go out there, cut a live promo. It's going to be great. You know, it's like. So they've done this again, where she goes out and she cuts a live promo, and it wasn't bad or anything like that, but it's just like, I don't know, it's just interesting, you know? It's like maybe
there's a formula.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe they could have done something face-to-face, maybe they could have done something pre-recorded, but at the same time, I understand them wanting to put Mercedes out there in front of a live audience, want to pop a number, want to, etc., you know? So it's like, yeah, just kind of interesting, just nitpicking though, I guess. But yeah, shout out Mercedes, love her, love Shida, and I'm sure that'll be a good one. Camille's banned from ringside. Let's talk about Mariah's first AEW women's title defense. Interesting. I've got the actual performances from Mariah and Nyla were there was nothing particularly wrong with them, but I did find myself scratching my head quite early in this match, wondering who the fuck agent did this. Because I thought the approach was really weird, bro. Because Nyla is obviously this really powerful, imposing member of the women's division, and the match basically started with like Mariah on top, and they didn't really play into the fact that like Nyla is like going to be like dominant over her. So I thought like the way you'd lay this match out would be. Nyla's obviously more physically, like, you know, gifted or whatever you want to call it, more physically imposing, has physical advantages over Mariah. And she would have like a nice little bit of shine at the start. Then Mariah would do something very cunning and heelish to cut her off, and then you'd get the heat segment. But like instead, it just went straight into the heat segment. And it's like the crowd, like, okay, they'll boo Mariah a bit, but it's like Nyla's not the sort of babyface where she's been on TV enough where they're gonna really get behind her and stuff, you know. So it was just like Marcus literally pointed out straight away, like it just felt a bit slow and just a bit weird. Well, obviously, I think you had to start off with a bit of like physical Nyla shine before Mariah cuts her off, and get some like try and get some real heat. But instead, this kind of like plodded along a little bit. like Nyla was getting Nyla got like a couple of hope spots. Like she's some fucking, like she's fucking, I don't know, Layla Hirsch or something. I don't know. Like, Mariah May in this showed like she didn't really show any like intimidation by Nyla. Like I said, Nyla is like a really physically imposing powerhouse of the division, so you'd expect like a heel to kind of be a little chicken shit. Even obviously, I know Mariah's not going for that, and she's obviously a very confident, arrogant heel. So yeah, I thought Mariah I thought they could have aged it in a bit more of like Mariah being a bit more like heelishly like cunning. Like, I did like the spot that they did on the outside where like Mariah pretends to be injured on the outside. Nyla like goes to the steps and Mariah takes out her feet and like she gets on top like that. That was actually like one of the parts where I thought like played the roles well, but I don't know. I thought this was like from a performance standpoint, Mariah May, like she looked good. You know what I mean? Nyla Rose didn't do anything wrong out there. Do you know what I mean? But I just thought like the way they laid this match out was very like weird. Not what I would have gone with, and unfortunately, I don't think it was a good first offense for Mariah, even though it wasn't like on her per se. So maybe I'm off. I don't know, but that's kind of where I'm at with Mariah May versus Nyla Rose from last night. Maybe I need to rewatch it. I don't know, but Marcus, what did you make of it?
Yeah, you're definitely not off, bro, because I felt the same way. It just felt kind of plodding, a little slow. The work itself wasn't bad. It wasn't awful. It wasn't a giant botch fest. It just wasn't the correct match to have. Because Mariah as a heel, you want her to be more cunning and want her to be more intelligent. And you want Nyla to just be imposing and just beat the dog shit out of her for the most part. And just have Mariah outsmart her. But they didn't really do that. It just kind of it was like a straight up ordinary little match where it's just like, okay, you do this, I do that. You do this, I do that. Then the ending happened, which is fine, cool. But it just came off really flat and just not the greatest first impression. And this was a wonderful crowd last night on Dynamite. It was fantastic the whole night. Here, not so much. You got to keep them interested. You got to have a more fast-paced match. You got to have a more physical match than what they did. And it just wasn't what they needed to do. It was a miss.
Yeah, it was booked really weirdly.
Yeah. Well, anything else you want to add, Charlie? Be a bit of an interesting one, wasn't it?
Yeah, like they booked this like a very stereotypical babyface heel match, but that doesn't work when your babyface in this situation is Nyla Rose, and as you said, she is so physically imposing, and she should have been taking more of this match than she did, and I don't know. I don't think that the work wasn't bad. It just didn't fit the vibes of how this match should have been booked necessarily. But I guess because of the way that Mariah's approaching her heel run, it kind of made sense, but it didn't click with the crowd. It didn't click with me. I didn't really enjoy it, which is kind of sad because I was actually really looking forward to this match. So I hope that they do run this back at some point, I guess with different dynamics or better agenting or whatever, because it just didn't hit how I wanted it to.
Yeah, like I said, I was kind of scratching my head very early into this. As soon as Mariah May was immediately on top, I was like, "Yo, Nyla's Nyla could throw her across the ring if she wanted to. What are we doing here?" I thought the dynamics were a little bit weird, but performance-wise, I didn't think either woman looked bad or anything. It's just, I don't know, it was a weird.
It was just the wrong match.
What it is.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like I said, I kind of wish we knew more information about who agents and produces matches in AEW because it's just different the way that they go about things backstage and stuff. It's not as easily available as the WWE ones are, because WWE agents are literally on the rundown sheet, whereas in AEW I believe it's not like that, so and sometimes there's matches where it don't, in WWE every match will have an agent, even if the agent does fuck all, they'll just to put someone on it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in AEW, I can imagine the books and stuff like that. There's no fucking agents.
Yeah.
They're just they're their own agents. So yeah, I do find it. I do wish we could find out who's doing what, so we can be yeah, this person's good with these people and this person's bad with that. But how people like TJ Wilson, Like everyone knows, like he's great with the women in WWE, like agenting and putting together their matches. You know what I mean? And X, Y, and Z, like Michael Hayes is great with like the bloodline segments and shit. You know, it's like people get known for being good with certain people and stuff. It's like with AEW, like we know the only one we really know is like Will Washington's really great with like Swerve, Willow, Shida. Do you know what I mean? Like it's but we don't know if he's producing their matches. Do you know what I mean? We just know he's working on storylines and stuff with them. So yeah, interesting stuff there. I think the last thing we've got to talk about is the backstage promo with the Bucks and Jack Perry. And Jack Perry was just basically like, "Yo, I was out when Brian announced he was going to be retiring and stuff, and I wanted, like Brian's someone that he was like Brian's someone that could have like used his influence to get him back, and he didn't, and he wanted to work his way back to, get a chance to face him and whatnot when he was in New Japan and etc. So I thought it was actually a pretty decent promo from young Jack Perry, and the Bucks as well. They got involved as well, saying they'll do anything to bring the world title back where it belongs, which is with the Elite. And yeah, man, not bad stuff at all, I don't think. Like I said, Jack Perry spoke pretty confidently. Not a bad promo by any means. Bucks as well, of course, making it very clear that they're going to be very much on Jack's side this Saturday all out. So yeah, man, how we feeling then? How we feeling then going into Saturday about Jack Perry and Bryan Danielson?
I'm stupidly locked in, brother. You already know where I'm coming.
Jack Perry good.
You know where I'm coming from, bro. I'm locked in.
Jack Perry good.
Jack Perry good. Cry, 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 cry. Cope, see, yode. Yeah, I said in Spanish, cry. But nah, in all seriousness, though, I did enjoy the promo. Like, say whatever the fuck you want about Jack Perry since he's come back. You cannot tell me he has not been a vastly improved promo since he's returned. Like, his delivery doesn't sound so like sheepish and dry like it did before. Like, it's those old backstage segments he would have when he was Jungle Boy, or like some of those live promos he got to cut. He just sounded so damn shy and just so unsure of himself. Now that it's like a complete 180 from there. Like, will he be like Steve Austin as a promo or The Rock as a promo? No. But just come off as a real person and come off as believable. Like, you don't have to be the greatest talker, but if I'm listening to you, if I believe what you're saying, if I believe this is your words, this is Jack Perry talking, you're a good promo in my eyes. And this is a good promo here. Locked in for the match. It'll be very good. If it isn't, then we have all different types of problems. But I'm locked in Saturday. And shout out to Bucks, too. They did their thing. They didn't come off as geeks. They didn't come off as just funny ha-has. They're like, yeah, we want the world title back. What's up? Yeah. It's big scapegoat season. So,
I'm excited for the match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Let's sort of roll out again, man. Good you?
The show's going to show over All In again. But this time, at least All In
was good. Yeah, All In was good though this year. So.
It was
All In was good this year.
I feel like last year we just all wanted it to be good so bad that we was calling like a very like okay show, like great, I don't
think that I ever did. I was very honest from the get-go. Like, even when we walked out of the media stuff, I was just like, yeah, man, great vibes. Show's kind of shit.
Yeah, that's kind of like, for me, I'll just always remember it as like, like 80,000 people. Do you know what I mean? Like just kind of like the scale of it for me, like being there, especially being on the floor, having good seats and stuff. It was like just to be able to look around and be like, yo, AEW has put fucking 80,000 people.
It's like, holy shit, they really did it.
So like just the occasion of it for me, and just kind of like it was almost like a celebration. Like it was like that's kind of like with all the big entrances and stuff. It was just like a big celebration, Whereas this year it was like you could tell like the build was more like laid out more ahead of time. It was just better structured and stuff. It was just a better show,
Crazy. My God.
Yeah.
I will say though,
I went deaf several times.
That's crazy. But I will say that there's All In and All Out actually have identities. Now we're 2 years into this. Right. All In is the big spectacle, the big moment's gonna happen here. You'll still have great wrestling because it's AEW on pay-per-view and they'll always have great wrestling. But they're in a stadium, there's big moments, yada yada. And then you get to All Out. They're just throwing straight up bombs at each other. It's just straight meat and potatoes professional wrestling.
On hate.
Exactly. It's like, nah, fuck you, nigga. I'm gonna kill you in the shot. We'll have a little
Don't
fun.
gotta send the people home happy. Just send them home satisfied with the grubs.
Because ain't nobody gonna be happy Saturday night.
Ain't nobody gonna be happy Saturday night when they witness the massacre that's gonna be Swerve versus Hangman, man. God, I'm not gonna be there live, but it is what it is.
Everyone who saw that angle will remember it as well. Like last night, it was what I hate this feud's been, bro. Then like going into Saturday, it's like it's gonna go to another level. It's like Jesus Christ, man.
How many levels can you go to? Like they already killed each other in LA.
I know.
That's what I'm saying,
I
bro.
know. Like that Texas death match was wild, and I don't know necessarily how they top it.
I think it's really cool that they managed to think of a stipulation that can actually like live up to where they're at. You know, like an unsanctioned cage match. That's like, whoa, you know, like even if it's just like the sound of the name, like, unsanctioned cage match, like oh shit.
Like everything they've done match wise has fit where they're at the time. Because the first match of Wrestle Dream is a straight up wrestling match where it's like Swerve just coming to take your spot. It ain't nothing personal, just business. Beats him. And then it escalates to the home invasion, and now Heyman wants to fucking kill him. Texas death match. Swerve still beats him. Then you get to the chance to compete for the title. They get a title number draw. Leads to the Revolution match where Heyman just taps. And now you get this, the big blow off, the big culmination.
The big one. Me and $2 appreciate you again. We letting hate consume us.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are. After this match, though, Hangman and Swerve should not wrestle until like midway through the year next year, at earliest. I don't want to see them in a ring together for like another 6 months. Let the dust settle.
Keep it special.
Yeah, keep it special. Split up, go through your own shit, you know. And then when they come back, there's a different dynamic at play. You can play with that stuff.
Speaking of stipulations, just to put him over, our good friend Ibu, backup Hangman, some of you know him as, he very, 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 very directly hinted to the point where he was just saying it in a way that you couldn't aggregate it, but he was telling us that, and I guess he was right about it, that this match would be unsanctioned. I think he said that like 2 weeks ago or something, that this match was going to be unsanctioned. So he was right on that one. And I guess there was a few other matches there was a few other stipulations that there was thrown around. Because obviously, like unsanctioned was the thing that Hangman, like obviously, Hangman Ibu was like heavily hinting at. So like when they announced the cage match, it was like, oh okay, that was one of the options that like was going around as well. The other one was, I think there were 3 stages of hell or something. Yes. 3 stages of hell. That was considered at one point. But yeah, of course, unsanctioned cage match. Sign me up, brother. You know, no complaints about that. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to the advance. I guess. I'm just looking at my phone now, and I can't fully say exactly how it's written because I don't want to drop anyone in it. But WWE definitely took notice of how good that angle was last night. WWE they took notice of how good that angle was, and they have opinions about it. And they if there's a huge explosive angle on Raw on Monday, then I wouldn't be too surprised about it. But
this is sent Tony Khan a gift basket.
WWE definitely took notice of how well that angle went over and how big it was. So this is the shit that I love, though, bro. Like if you're a fan of both companies, it's like one company does something great and the other company's like, how do we top it? And as long as you're not hot shotting and doing bullshit, do you know what I mean? Then I'm all for it.
It all makes sense. Shit. And it's very easy. I have to get cool as AEW for this angle because it's very easy for an angle like this to be like cartoonishly bad and just not fit the tenor of anything going on. Like when Randy Orton burned down Bray Wyatt's house, that felt like cartoony a little bit.
It was still kind of beast. You know?
It was, and I was there when
Triple H hit the pose.
Those kind of guys, it was. But like, you can't.
It wasn't this though.
Nah, it wasn't this. This was straight up hatred. Like, dude, you ruined my life. I'm gonna take your life on Saturday, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of practice by burning your house. You had one moment of happiness, but you showed weakness for the first time since you won that belt and lost that belt. You showed me weakness, and I sniffed it out, and now here we are. I took the power back. I'm the man that's coming through Saturday night when we wrestle. That's on your mind. I'm rent free. What's up? It's Big Hangman season. I ain't do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
He's innocent. It's I love it.
Any
We've got one last super chat, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Don't know. 199. The match top left is a barbed wire death match. Bro, they've already. I think as far as like doing the extreme steeps, I think this is kind of like as far as it goes in terms of that. I think, as Charlie said, when they link back up again and meet each other again, I think it'll be a while down the line, and it's like you don't then level it up again. You don't level it up again when there's been that big gap in between. You know, it's like you don't start at square one. It's like old foe kind of thing. You know,
the next step is them meeting in a world title match in like
7
months.
Yes, 100%. Exactly. Took the word right out of my mouth. I think that's the actual next step, is that they have a straight up world title match, Hangman versus Swerve, for all the marbles, you know.
Main event of All in Texas, I don't know. Feels fitting.
In terms of
no, I'm just saying.
I need these video packages to be generational. For AEW, from people on the internet, like making stuff. Send them to fucking Johnny Cash Hurt, Linkin Park, What I've Done. Like, do anything you gotta do.
I was coming with me, Poor Man's Poison. I will keep saying that song.
There you go.
Good shit. But yeah, don't know. Appreciate the 199, but I do, as far as the extreme like steeps, I think this Saturday is as far as that goes.
Yeah.
And I'm fired up for it. I'm sure you guys are all fired up for it. I'm gonna try and squeeze in like a preview prediction show tomorrow or Saturday daytime. So I'll see who I can round up for that. So yeah, keep an eye out for that for when we're gonna do that, and then yeah, have I got anything I need to plug? I don't know, man. Shout out Joe Hulbert and the Late Night Green Gold. Go subscribe to that.
Many happy birthdays to Joe Hulbert.
Happy birthday, Joe!
Happy big 27 to Joe Hulbert. Our general, you know, the workhorse of the group. You know, he's taken a very much deserved little break, little holiday. He's made a few appearances here and there, but I'm going to try and get him back in our like regular scheduled programming. So hopefully we'll get that going soon. But much love to Joe. We love Joe. So make sure you say happy birthday to him. Even drop it in the comments if you're watching this on replay. You know, the usual stuff. Like, subscribe. Appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate you guys for watching. Like I just said, subscribe to Late Night Green Gold.
Check out
follow
my
us on Twitter.
I might post.
Check out Charlie's Substack. What else is there? Follow us on TikTok, bro. We're getting the TikTok going. You know, we got the TikTok going.
This is news to me.
Hey man, we do our thing over here.
I just post like news updates on shorts with like an AI voice. It's nothing crazy, but it's like a little page to get us going. Then once we get to like 10K and we can monetize the account, that's when I'll start like doing like more proper content that you guys can,
oh my god, you should let me log in and just make like little vlogs of my journeys to wrestling shows. That would be so real. People love that content.
They do for some reason. So here's my day going to fucking York.
Come with me to come with me to Pro Uprising.
On the train to Riot Cabaret or something. Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, God bless.
Come with me to Cardiff to go see Attack Wrestling. Like,
here's the autograph I got from Kid Lycos at his merch stand or something.
But yeah, follow us on all social media. Follow Charlie's Substack. Follow Joe's Late Night Green. Follow everything Marcus does. Follow Fortune 4. Follow fucking Dumb Guy Live. Follow the Gold Star podcast. Follow, I think the Goals on Graps account still going somewhere. You know,
it exists. Listen,
it exists.
One day,
yeah.
It's doing its thing. Doormat.
We're doing it.
It's chilling. All right, guys. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll catch up with you hopefully before All Out so we can do the preview. So, peace. Thanks for watching.
Peace.